What's going on, guys? This is going to be Curse of Strahd. It's going to be our D&D. Game that we're going to be playing on Roll20. If this loads. So we'll see what happens. Looks like we got a couple people already in the chat. We're going to be doing this completely online. Disclaimer, there is a couple of people who are rather vulgar. So just please excuse them. Don't judge anybody based off their roleplay choice. Nobody in this chat will be legitimately racist, homophobic, or any kind of fascist at that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation. What's going on, guys? Oh my god, you're loud as hell.
I have never been able to figure this thing out. Stupid headset. Alright, I can't use this headset. Just a second.
Wrong window.
So let me get this straight. We actually just roll ourselves and then tell you what we roll? Because I wasn't born a preacher. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to create everything.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Check. Yeah, I can hear you. If you need someone to tell you that you can hear you.
Check 1, 2. 1, 2.
You can't hear any of us.
I cannot hear shit! Ah!
Dude, just get shit that works.
Oh my god.
What is it doing with this? Oh, it's turning out my
surround off.
So everybody sounds correct. Weird. So who's who? I don't remember.
Check 1.
Write them? Who's writing?
Hello, check.
Mistake.
Alright, damn it. Fuck that.
Who's knifing? Who are these people? Am I?
Forget it!
Because nobody hear me. Am I talking to myself?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Write them, right? Is that how you said that?
Oh, that rhythm is something John added for background music.
All right.
I don't hear it, so I don't care.
Well, I got it muted. Here.
Oh, good. I don't want to hear that. Never listening to that.
You gotta, if it's too loud, if it's too loud, you have to.
No, it's not too loud. I just don't like it. It's garbage.
All right, well.
Unless if it's gonna be like legitimate theme music that goes along.
It will be. It will be. I'm not freaking an idiot.
Okay.
Yeah, if we're
Fight.
Say that again.
I gotta turn you up.
He was saying if we're going to have a campfire, that's not really the music you want to be jamming to while we're telling stories.
Yeah.
All right, hang on.
So that's gonna be Micah, right? Cool.
That's Micah.
And then switch players. Dalton, what's up, dude? Haven't talked to you in forever. How goes life?
Here.
Well, who am I talking to?
Andrew Jones.
Yeah.
All right. Here's.
Oh,
The one and only.
Like, yeah, bitch, what? Okay.
Here is some campfire music for you.
It's muted. I can't hear it. Oh shit! And I just blocked it by accident. Oops.
Baby.
No.
Trying to go back this feeling
Who's this?
so long.
Babs Grayson.
And if you feel
What's up?
like I feel, baby.
We're just waiting for everybody.
Ooh,
I don't know what you want to be called, Micah.
Ow, baby, let's
You'll be
get it on.
name. I like that better. That sounds better than Micah.
Listen, I don't know about everybody else, but when I think of campfire music, it's more the theme of Brokeback Mountain.
You know,
Is there a theme to that?
There actually is.
definitely.
You know the
campfire
theme
music.
song to Brokeback Mountain. This is not a good sign.
I work at an all-men's prison. Oh, yeah, I know the theme to roll back now.
Mike,
Hello,
can you do me a favor,
gentlemen.
buddy? Can you go into your settings
Hello, lady.
and turn up your mic input?
Yeah, give me just a
Because
second.
I have you all the way up and I still can barely hear you.
I've had you almost all the way down, dude. You are way too loud.
I know. It's
Hey,
because I
Babs,
have
how you
my
doing?
mic input all the way up.
Well, I will fix that.
Go ahead. Lower.
How's that?
It's much better.
Get everybody set up. Babs, welcome to the group.
Thank you. Hello,
Nice
everybody.
to meet you.
You too.
What is up?
We
Not
are for sure waiting on one more person for tonight,
Corbin's gonna be late, so.
and then the other guy's gonna be late.
And
So
is
as soon as
is KJ on his way? Or rather, his car?
I don't know, dude. I'll hit him up one more time. Like, you know how that guy is.
I mean, it's whatever. We have a decent amount of people here.
We're all sensitive people.
Okay, so I went and got a set of dice, but am I correct? We're actually rolling for ourselves, and we just tell you what we roll? Because
Yeah,
if that's
yeah,
true,
because he wants
I
to
hate
do
to
it
tell you, I'm
weird.
going to crit all night long.
Yeah.
He's my cool new dice then.
We
There are a couple macros that you'll see in Roll20 that you'll be able to use, which is really nice. And it'll roll for you.
or if you want those macros to you.
Oh,
Mike,
am I the only one who actually gets them by default?
you asked for them, so I gave them to you. No, I gave them to Dagna, and I gave them to Jackal, but I hadn't given them to anybody else. All I gave everybody else was initiative. So you should see that in Roll20.
Well, never mind.
I'm actually not on Roll20. I don't have a laptop, so
I'm going to describe
wing it. You ain't got to go into too much detail.
beautiful things for you.
Yeah.
I played enough years
Bunch
of
of
Warcraft.
wieners.
I'm good.
Were you playing World of Warcraft with us, Micah, whenever they had the Soldiers of the Cross, the Christian group?
No, I'd already got out of it by then.
They would pray before boss fights.
They all might
For real?
secret.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong
Our
with
whole
it,
might
bro,
is
but I'm
secret.
just like, really?
It's
Like-
weird.
Like, look, do you think that God really cares about your drop?
No,
Like,
I thought
Dear
Warcraft
Lord.
was more that internet is for porn song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, please let
Holy
all of our
crap.
hits be crits,
Oh,
and
Jesus
let
Christ.
there be no unnecessary wipes or latency issues. Dear Lord, God in heaven, thank you.
Yeah, Leroy.
Here we go.
So anyway, there's that. I might be banned from another funeral.
Why?
Another?
Yeah.
Yeah,
End of story.
I'm a funeral crasher. I go in there.
I mean, free food.
Yeah.
Uh,
Actually, I don't really like potlucks,
that's the worst.
and so that's pretty much what it is.
You know what ruined it, John? It's when you went in there and you said, "Listen, your loved one's in a better place." Somebody said, "You don't know that. You don't know that."
Oh my
You're
God.
right. They are in hell. I'll tell you something. I went to a funeral one time, and they were just like praising this guy. Like, hey man, he never said an idle word about anything. He was just the sweetest man. Everything. I'm just like, dude, I think I'm in the wrong place. Like, I had to get up and go check just to make sure it was really him. Cause that guy, like, you die, dude. They will talk all kinds of good things about you. So be a son of a bitch all your life, and that's what happens.
Let me
He's
tell you, John,
trying to get in.
Make sure
Let's see.
everybody knows all the good stuff about you.
All right. Just a minute. Get KJ in here,
Is he on?
and then we can get started.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's trying to get into the channel for some reason.
I'll just
So
invite
it's
him.
not working. I'm working on it.
It's because it's an old link.
Give me a minute. Right.
Y'all are a little more twisted than I remember.
Shut your whore mouth.
Oh! All right.
I'm actually impressed.
We're all sensitive people. Ooh, let's get it on. I want KJ to join the channel while we're.
Well, what? Finish your thought. Or fix your mic. One or the other.
I said I want KJ to join the channel while we're listening to this song. And walk in and be like, smells like sex in here. So I'm gonna stop that. And on the left there, you see rhythm. Right click that. You can take it down to about like, I don't know, 6 or 7%. You have to do it. I can't do it because I'm not paying for it. Cheap bastard. So yeah. So if there's any background music or whatnot, I think we're all here with the exception of be here later tonight. You guys, KJ, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What up, man?
Fantastic. I was hoping for an amazing Isbar entrance, but I guess not.
All right, so just some
pay for it, kid.
just some real quick stuff that I'll talk about before we get started. The way that this is.
John, if you hear some water splashing, that's my bidet.
Did you get a bidet?
You got him one.
Yeah, you got me one.
You got a legit bidet.
No, I got the one you got.
Oh, that's a bidet hose. It's a bidet gun. Not the same thing.
Oh, sorry. We're not all connoisseurs of the bidet.
Cleans my hiney.
Well,
I just ran a water hose through my window.
What the fuck?
all right.
No,
So-
it's not fucking. It's just cleaning your.
It's cleaning your rear end. All right, so let me basically explain some rules and guidelines and stuff. There are 2 more people that are going to join this, so you guys might have to hear this more than once. But basically, there is going to be a way to just kind of navigate this. This is mostly theater of the mind. When we get to a battle map or you get to an area where I'll try to throw stuff up. I know that, like, for example, Micah right now doesn't have Roll20. You guys need to be logged into Roll20 if you have a computer.
Don't use my free world name.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. You free world? Like this is the slavery world, and that's the free world. You guys, I did send a link. I posted a couple things in Discord under pinned messages. I gave you a general store items for purchase. You guys start with a certain amount of gold. So after you get your equipment, you'll roll a d6, and whatever you get, you multiply that by 50. That's how much gold you get. So if we ever get to a general store, you're going to go in there. You can use that. I also sent a link for the player's handbook and the PDF version. So if you have any questions about like standard rules and stuff, that's essentially where you're going to find all that stuff. So other than that, the basic setup for this thing is going to be where I'm going to try to avoid metagaming at all costs. If there's going to be information that you as a player know that your character wouldn't, and so basically, if that line ever starts to blur, I'm going to try to call that. That's what metagaming was. So one of the things that I am going to practice is if you guys kill something and you go over and loot it, I'm going to pull you down into a different channel and tell you what loot you found, and you can decide whether you're going to share that or not. Or if you go back in the channel, everybody's like, hey, what did you get? And you're like, I didn't have anything on him. Or whatever.
3 copper.
I will always be sharing because I'm a generous person. Every time I will share if there's anything. There probably won't be anything ever when I loot, though.
Well, so whenever you come back and you didn't find anything and you're wearing this golden crown, everybody's like, where'd you get that from?
No one might like it. It'll all be empty loot.
It'll all be empty loot. So I'm going to try my best to just try to metagaming minimal. There are going to be things that you hear as a group, and your character might not hear that. You as a player do.
What?
Character doesn't. So just try to keep metagaming to a minimum. Also, you're not the only one here, so this story isn't all about you. This is about a team, so just kind of try to be respectful of each other. I would highly encourage getting a notebook and a pen. And somebody is...
Switchblade. Whoever that might be.
Who is it? Switchblade?
Yeah. Dalton.
Maybe go push to talk, Dalton. And shut your face while I'm trying to talk.
Yeah, you hoe bag.
Alright, so...
I'll kill you
As
all.
I was saying, code of conduct, Andrew. and being disrespectful to other players, dipshit. Take notes, seriously. Get yourself a notebook and a pen. You're gonna need that. So there's gonna be things that just basically this is gonna be a long campaign. Dull pencil's better than a sharp mind on that. So if you commit a crime, and this is mainly going out to Justin, so I'll just remind him whenever he gets here. If you commit a crime, you might not want to get caught, okay? Because there are going to be serious consequences. You might even have a backup character ready in case yours gets killed. Just saying. It might happen. Who knows? I'm going to try my best to keep this from being linear, which means there will be almost complete freedom on the direction that you want to go. However, I would be extremely careful and try to pay attention on where you're going because you might go into a place where you get gang raped, just so you know. And I hear there's rapists about, so be careful.
What should I be careful about in that situation?
Dropping the soap.
Your anus.
Oh, that thing's clean as hell right now. I just used the bidet on it.
They like nice smelling. The first part of this, I'm not gonna lie to you, is gonna be kind of linear. But whenever you get into the first village, after that, so you are highly encouraged to stay in character and try to avoid third person as much as possible. So, for example, don't go Isbar Klansman goes forward and says, "We don't like your kind around here." Be like, okay, I go forward and say, "We don't like your kind around here." Okay, try to stay in character as much as possible. Be honest about your rolls. If you don't want to roll in Roll20, you don't have to. I don't care. But just kind of try to be honest about it. You're not always getting crits. I just don't believe that shit.
With my luck, I probably will.
Last thing, keep an eye on your ammunition and your inventory. If you shoot an arrow, or you throw a trident, or you throw something, and you don't go pick it up later, you lose it. And there is going to be kind of diminishing returns on that. You might lose your arrow, you might not. If you have a spell that costs a Radiant and you don't have the Radiant in your inventory, you can still cast the spell. I'm just going to charge you for gold. So just kind of be honest about that and let me know. So that's essentially it. Unless you guys have any questions before we get started.
What if my character is naturally dishonest?
You will stay in character as a character, but you will be honest as a player.
I don't see the distinction, but okay.
Yeah. So, you guys have any questions before we get started?
Just real quick. So I'm in Roll20 now. I see Curse of Strahd. Do I hit launch game or what do I need to do?
Yeah, you're gonna hit launch game. And if you're in Roll20, just that so that you can know
again?
what you do. Go. Everybody, go to Roll20 real fast before we get started.
Why is my name Kyle R and not Isbar?
You have to launch the game.
Fix that. You don't have to launch the game to fix that.
Your character's already named.
Yeah, you can do that. Go over to the little gear on the far right, KJ, and then you can change your display name and that.
You're all sensitive people.
I recommend making it the same as whatever you have in Discord. That way, it's easy to match.
Okay, I don't remember what music I was going to use for this. Whoops. Oh, yeah, I do. I got it.
Mike doesn't have Roll20. Okay.
He doesn't have a computer.
He's in here.
I've got it on my phone. Yeah, I'm in here. I went to get a notepad and pen so I can write down all the shady shit.
Who is Micah?
That's
Micah's
Nightbane.
That sounds like an English name. Some English whore.
Stop moving me! Move, Nightbane!
Why? You're the top token. Why do you want to be there?
That way I can see
All right.
everybody.
Yeah, so you should be able to move your character. Everybody try to do that real quick. I know Nightbane's not going to be able to do his. Yeah, you can hold your left click down by making a little ping on the map.
I got these freaking player squares all in front of me.
What? What?
Like everybody's little icon is pretty much taking up half my damn screen.
Okay, well you got to zoom out, bro.
I can't say.
Hey, this Chromebook sucks.
That's your mistake.
All right. Well, I am ready to go if you guys are.
Oh, I changed my avatar.
I can change your shit for you.
Change my avatar to that cat picture, if you will.
I did. That's his face.
No,
Yeah, I know, but I
he
want that
wants the
picture on the
cat.
big box.
You want the picture on the big box? What are you talking about?
Yeah, on the bottom here, I got GM Megahertz. You look like an old paladin.
Oh, you have to do that. Yeah, you have to do that in your
Oh,
Roll20
okay.
account.
I just assumed you were lying to me, but yeah, no, it's confirmed.
All right. So here we go. Okay. Oh, that's not the right one.
Yeah, that sounds like
My bad. It is Tron. What the?
Nice! Nailed it. I've seen that movie a couple times.
Okay. Let's try this again. Bam. What in the hell? All right, whatever. We're rolling with it. We're rolling with it. Whatever.
Can't even hear it.
All right, so
Turn it up again.
hold on to your seats. Here we go. All right, so deep within a land long forsaken, a caravan of covered wagons encircles a campfire. And around the campfire seems to be a lot of different men who are kind of picking at each other. There's a lot of jovial laughter going around the fire. Large draft horses are over by the river that floats nearby, and they are drinking from the river. Nothing seems to really spook them. But off the center of the camp sits a covered wagon that's unlike all the other covered wagons. I mean, its exterior looks a little bit more aged and weathered than all the rest, as if it's much, much older, as if it's been sitting there a much longer time. And inside the covered wagon sits a lone cloaked figure. And bony hands kind of stretch forth out of the shadows from this hooded figure. And they're reaching towards a crystal ball at the center of the table. And a dim light just kind of shows and illuminates off the crystal ball, and it only shows the shadowy figure's eyes and the bridge of their nose. And they seem to be scanning the crystal ball as several images begin to appear inside it. The first image is of somewhat a serene location. An open meadow with trees lining the outskirts and a stone altar dominating its center. Moving toward the center of the meadow is an elf druid illuminated by moonlight. And his name is Serdorin Firestorm. So who does this figure see in their crystal ball? That's your opportunity to introduce yourself.
Is that what we're doing?
That is what we're doing.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, shoot. I don't know.
And while you're doing that, I'll get some better music.
Well, I am Serdorin. I am a druid, Circle of the Moon. I am a Circle of the Moon druid, rather. Not good with words, clearly. Yeah, I am just here, just living my life.
Okay. So is that all you want to say about yourself?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Because I was the person that had no idea what to say.
Serdorum. As you approach, excitement kind of flashes across your face, where you have been fortunate enough to find the ancient druidic shrine referred to in the legends as the Druid's Grove. And it has been widely circulated that this is simply a myth, but you have found it. And at the center of the stone circle atop the altar sits a mysterious green energy that seems to pulsate much like a beating heart. And you know that if you can harness this power it possesses, then you can return to your druid elders and force them into submission, placing you in the position of power that you've always sought. So what would you like to do?
I want to go for it.
You gonna walk towards it?
No, because I'm a cautious character. I'd rather not actually go for it. I want to cast magic. I'm scared of it.
What do you want to do?
What are my options? I can go to it. What can I do?
Well, you can scan the area. You can go up to it. You can call for help. You can take a nap. I mean, like, what do you want? You can sit in the corner and masturbate. What do you want to do?
Remember, he said to have a backup character.
I know, I'm about to die. That's what I feel like. I wanna inspect it. I wanna inspect it.
Roll an investigation check.
Is that against intellect or wisdom?
You should have an investigation. I believe that's wisdom.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But you might be proficient in that.
I'm not. I do have a +2 though. 18.
Okay, so as you're scanning this area around you,
I'll take a picture.
as you're scanning, you can just take a picture of a 20-sided die and just. All right, so as you are kind of inspecting this area, you get the sense that you might not be alone. You don't sense any danger, with exception of around the opening, around the clearing, just kind of in the trees that you came from, all the way around this circle. There seems to be a fog that is kind of rolling in and moving closer and closer to the center. So you realize that you probably don't have much time before this fog is upon you. So what would you like to do?
I would like to... Is this like a magical fog? Can it be manipulated?
That is a good question.
Okay. Fair enough.
Get naked.
I know, right? I want to actually want to call out, and I want to see if there's actually anybody around me. So what do I need to do for that? Just
You just
hello?
call out.
Anybody there?
Okay. Nobody seems to answer you.
All right. If I do druidcraft and cause a puff of wind, will that like clear out some of the fog?
You can try it.
Well, I don't know if this spell will do that. There's not really a check or anything, so I do druidcraft and I choose puff of wind.
Okay. So you're gonna blow it towards the
Away
fog
from-
that's
Yeah,
coming in behind you.
yeah, I want to blow it away from me.
Okay. As you reach back and you craft to conjure a puff of wind, you blow it, and it seems like it has absolutely no effect on the mist that is and the fog that's coming in towards you. In fact, it seems like that kind of made the fog angry. Like if fog could think, like it even like starts to get more aggressive towards you as it's moving in. What would you like to do?
I wild shape into a brown bear. Ready to fight. Whatever's
Okay.
after me.
So behind you, this green light seems to be pulsating even faster, as if it's pulling you inward. What would you like to do?
I run to it.
Okay, as you take a step towards this green light, energy begins to pulsate faster and faster, and the green energy source is the closer and closer you get, the faster and faster it goes. And as you reach out to touch it, the energy comes to a fierce stop, much like a heart monitor would flatline. And as you touch it, suddenly, like you know what that is as a player, so I'm trying to explain it. As you reach out to touch it, suddenly 4 great elementals appear around you to the north, south, east, and west. One is fire, one is water, one is wind, and one is earth. And in the outskirts of the clearing, that fog starts to move in even faster. And as it moves closer and closer towards you, you realize that there's probably only enough time to study one of these elementals before the mist is taking you over. What would you like to do?
I would like to study the fire.
Okay, as you study the fire elemental, time seems to pass very quickly. Before you know it, 10 minutes is up, and the cold mist washes in around your feet, and it overtakes you, and it begins to black out your vision, and that's where I'm right now. So as we go back to the shadowy figure crystal ball, a second image emerges from their crystal. The figure's hands seem to move to the side as his eyes scan the image. And it's an image of a crowded dwarven tavern. And there seems to be a lot of people in this, a lot of dwarves that are drinking and singing songs and just very sloppily singing the verses as 3 drunken dwarves stand on top of the countertop, and they start doing that kind of like that Russian dance. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, where you kick your feet out one at a time. Micah, I'm sure your wife will be happy to do that for you. So anyway, so they start singing this song, and it sounds a little bit like I think I stopped that, right? Okay. All right, just one second. Okay, so it sounds like this. Oh, Heidi, Heidi, Heidi. Sit back, lads and lasses, and I'll tell ye of me wife, and how when we first made love, 'twas the best drunken night of me life. She had a strange request of me, had me stick it in her can. And the next day when I sobered up, I discovered she was a man. Oh, Heidi, Heidi, Heidi.
Heidi, Heidi, Heidi.
And the next dwarf joins in. I'll tell you of another, but you won't believe what you hear. Once I made love to a lass who always wanted it in her ear. I know that sounds strange indeed, but every time we went to bed, I tried to put it in her mouth, but she always turned her head. Oh, Heidi, 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 Heidi. And the last dwarf takes over and sings, oh, you probably think I'm a virgin, and I was until last night. Of course, you may not believe that, but I really don't want to fight. Ask your sister if you want to know, I'm certain she'll tell you how. And if you scoff, I'm an only child, well, you won't be 9 months from now. Oh, Heidi, Heidi, Heidi. Oh, as it kind of fades off, laughter and cheering and applause erupts in the tavern. As on the final note of the song, several dwarves crash their flagons of mead together and they spray golden liquid in several different directions. Every single dwarf in the tavern seems to be enjoying themselves, save two. In the corner sits a table where two dwarves stare at each other over cards as one slaps his cards down on the table and he shouts, oh, you cheating bastard! There be no way you pulled them cards, unless you pulled them out of your arse. And this angry dwarf is not the one that the crystal ball focuses on. Instead, it focuses on the dwarf across from the table, who's known by many as Dagna Mountain Breaker. Dagna, would you like to describe your character? Who is it that this hooded figure sees in the crystal ball? That's you, Dalton. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
You're so lost in the story, weren't you?
It was great.
I was. It was rather entertaining.
He's still thinking about the thing in his ear.
Hey, get it out of there, all right?
All right, so what does your character look like? Just try to describe your character.
Well, your average dwarf, except for, well, he's got red hair everywhere.
Okay. Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Okay. Is there anything special you need us to know about your... Is he kind of like a fighter? Is he a mage? What does he work with magic? What does he do?
He's a dwarven fighter.
Okay.
And he, well, he pretty much hates everybody.
Okay. So, the angry dwarf points a ruddy finger at you and says, if there be one thing I cannot stand, it be a filthy cheat. What say we take this outside and settle this like men? Or are you a wee bit of a coward, too? What would you like to do?
I launch myself at him and headbutt him.
Okay. So, you're going to roll a d20 for that. And, give me an unarmed attack. So, an unarmed strike, I think I'm looking at you as a +5. So, you're going to roll a d20 and add 5 to it. Okay, so you got an 8?
8. Yep.
All right. So, you run over to take a swing at him with just to headbutt him. And I guess you're drunk. And so, you kind of just second guess where he is. And he kind of steps back a little bit and says, oh, no, you're going to take this outside. Like that. And so he grabs you by the scruff of your neck and he starts taking you outside, out the back of the tavern. And he throws you down on the on the ground once you get outside. And so essentially, as you both kind of square up at each other in the dark alley, a heavy fog, it creeps around the corners of the tavern that you were in, and it begins to fill the streets. And he looks at you and says, so are we gonna fight or what? What would you like to do?
Tell him to shut up and look around.
What do you mean, look around? I'm right here. You want
The
some?
fog, you
Come get some.
blasted fool.
I'm not afraid of a little fog. Come here and I'll kick your arse. What would you like to do?
Punch him in the face, I suppose.
Okay, so as you charges in, he charges. Sudden thick mist, it pours in over you, and you can hear him screaming what seems to be a more and more distant echo the more he talks. Where'd you go, you coward? Come back and fight me like a man! And it's cold mist, it washes in around you, fog overtakes you, blacks out your vision, and that's where I'm right now. We'll come back to you in a second. So a third vision is now seen in the shadowy figure's crystal ball. Suddenly, a lone horse and a carriage is what you see. Sitting alongside the road, it begins to come into focus, and the dark figure is sitting in the driver's seat of the carriage, and he's looking around nervously. But as you kind of get an image of the inside of the carriage, it appears to be empty. And you get the impression that perhaps this driver is waiting for someone. And a vision begins to sharpen over the clearing on a silhouette of an Azamar in the darkness. You can kind of see his silhouette a little bit. And an image comes into focus, and you can kind of hear some grunting, as if someone was trying to lift something very heavy. They're struggling to lift up heavy weight, and it eventually becomes clear that this individual isn't lifting anything heavy. He's simply relieving himself over a hole in the ground. This mysterious figure is defecating in the woods and is known as none other than the famous Azamar, many know as Nightbane. Would you like to describe your character? Who is this person that they see in their crystal ball?
Well, first of all, it's somebody that likes to take shit in the so we'll go with that. My character is, of course, an Azamar. They're celestial descendants. So basically, he has fair skin, long white hair. He tends to have a cloak on. He likes to hide his appearance because he wants to pass as a human, and he doesn't want to draw a lot of attention to himself. I would say after he finishes defecating, he stands up. But yeah.
Okay.
Other than a dark cloak and the long white hair, that's going to be about it. As far as
you're not quite done grunting out. So as you're out there trying to finish up, Roderick, the carriage driver, calls out, "Master, we better get a move on. Those villagers are not happy about what you mayor's pig. I can hear them coming." And Nightbane, you realize that in your haste, to relieve yourself out in the woods, you didn't bring anything to wipe your rear end with. So what would you like to do?
I'd like to scan the ground for leaves.
Okay, kind of do a survival check for.
All right, hang on.
You're gonna see if you can get some leaves.
12.
Okay, so you managed to scrape together some leaves, but because it's not the best job you've ever done, you actually get sticks in that, so you've got it. What would you like to do with it?
Use what I got. I'm in a hurry.
Okay, so you actually you clean your crack as best you can, and you manage to finish up and cover up the hole. And as you finish your business, you hear Roderick say to you, "Master, the angry mob's here. You better get out of here." What would you like to do?
Run and jump in the carriage.
Okay, so as you climb into the carriage, you barely manage to sit down as your driver whips the horses into motion. And as you move faster and further away, you can hear that angry mob. Their shouts and their voices begin to fade until you can't. And so after about 10 minutes, despite all the excitement that you've encountered, you manage to drift off to sleep. But you are suddenly jolted awake as you've been sleeping in the carriage, and it seems as if your carriage has hit rough terrain. As you look out the carriage window, you realize that you're not on the road anymore, but you're still moving at incredibly high speed. What would you like to do?
Ask the carriage driver, where the hell are we?
Okay, so as you call out to your driver, you don't hear anyone answer. What would you like to do?
Put my head between my legs and kiss my arse goodbye.
Okay, so as you put your head between your legs and kiss your own arse goodbye, you begin to realize that you didn't do as good of a job wiping as you could have. So what would you like to do now? The carriage continues to move just very, very quickly into rough terrain. You're getting bounced around all over the place, so it's kind of hard to kiss your own arse as you go.
Close my eyes and try to center myself.
Okay. So roll a let's see. I don't know, maybe that would be a religion check. I don't think so. You know what? I'll just go ahead and give it to you because I don't consider that.
Hey, that works.
So as you kind of just kind of center yourself and get your focus, things aren't quite as chaotic anymore. And you realize that you have to do something to stop this carriage or you're going to be terribly injured. So what would you like to do?
Okay. I want to try and climb out the side and get up to where the horses are. See if I can try and stop them.
Okay, roll an athletics check.
Is that a D20?
Yeah, it's a D20 plus your athletics modifier. Minus.
Alright, give me a second.
It'll be a shrink modifier, unless you're.
Where are we seeing
Yeah, it'll
those?
be shrink.
Are we seeing that in Roll20?
D&D. No, DnDbeyond. You're going to pull up your character sheet.
Okay,
So we do
9.
better than that.
Okay, so as you you reach out to get out the window, you realize that your driver is not even on the carriage anymore. And so you decide you're going to try to get up and stop this carriage. But as you grab hold of the carriage seat, your hand kind of slips and then you fall off the carriage. And as you fall off the carriage, a heavy fog that seems to have surrounded this area begins to overtake you. This cold mist, it washes around you and the fog overtakes you and blacks out your vision. That's where I'm going to leave you for right now.
Okay, as it washes over me, does it wash my face as well?
It washes your arse a little bit,
Okay,
and maybe your lips.
That's
as you
what I was looking for.
All right, so yet another image appears in the shadowy figure's crystal ball. They see kind of a port city with several ships anchored in the harbor. Several workers are unloading a shipment of food, while others are distributing it to commoners who have gathered to get their portion. And the image sharpens around a beautiful female half-elf named, and I think I'm saying this right, Sylphine Kaiben. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, Sylphine Kaiben as she steps onto a ship. Who does this shadowy figure see as they look at the crystal ball?
So Selphine, we would recognize her having like Korean features, but she has darker skin and like an almost white blonde hair. She has something that you would probably attribute to a pretty standard, like kind of female like swashbuckler outfit, but with like a longer robe. And she has a red scar that runs down the middle of her chest. And yeah, that's Selphine.
Okay, is there anything that we need to know about your character besides the just the description of what they look like?
So she is a warlock. She is pretty impulsive and is trying to work on that flaw of hers. And she doesn't know the name of her patron because he's a dick, but yeah, she is just kind of like living life running away from the sins of the past.
Okay. So as you step on board the ship that you're quite familiar with, Leon, the captain, cries out, "Ah, Sylphine, you're back! And you have an Asmir with you. Tell me, if he's so angelic, does he know that you're a devil?" How would you like to respond?
Well, we hadn't really gotten there yet, Leon. Thank you very much. And then I turn to Angel and just say, "Don't mind him. We can continue this in my quarters." And then try to see how he responds to that.
Okay. I see Sylphine's grabbed her another one. Any man who's not a complete moron would have been able to see hellish. At any rate, we have someone that's below deck that's asking. She says that she's here to pay you what she owes, whatever that means. What would you like to do?
I kind of like the hair on my body just kind of like raises, and I just give him like a knowing look and just say, I'll be right back, Angel. Leon, try not to scare away, please.
Ah, you got it. Okay,
And I
so
head downstairs.
as you walk below deck, you hear a low growl, and as you look over in the corner, a massive lycanthrope slowly moves out of the shadows, and she says to you, "Did you think I wouldn't remember what you did? There's a devil in your heart, and I'm here to rip it out." What would you like to do?
How did you, I,
Oh shit, girl, you're in trouble. Do something.
yeah, sorry. Really nice myself with my spells. Yeah, no, I just say, how did you find me? How did you find me? Why are you, why are you here? I'm so sorry. Just absolutely muttering nonsense. Just
Okay, so
shocked.
in your complete shock and terror,
Yeah.
she says, "I'm not here to talk." And she lurches forward towards you, and suddenly, as she does, an explosion echoes outside of the ship, and all of a sudden, the left part of the ship, it just completely shatters, and splinters of wood seem to fly all around you, and you're knocked off your feet. There's a ringing in your ears, but as things begin to dissipate and you begin to get your senses, you hear above deck your crewmates shouting, "It's an Imperial ship! They're here to take back what we took!" And you can hear the captain shout, "About face, men! Full battle station!" And you look around below deck, and this lycanthrope is nowhere to be found. And you know that your crew could use your help above deck. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna head up above deck. I'm just gonna leave it for now.
Okay, so as you emerge above the deck, you notice that there is this ominous fog that has swept over the bay, and it seems to be swallowing up the battle scenes. But you can still hear cannons firing all around you, and it's getting hard to see as the fog begins to take more and more of the battle in. And as you feel this fog kind of come over the top of the ship, it begins to wash over you, and you can hear your captain cry out, "Sylphine, where are you, girl?" And the fog, it creeps over you. Suddenly, a cold mist just washes all around you as the fog overtakes you and blacks out your vision. You can hear him screaming your name, but your vision goes black. So that's where I'm going to leave you for just a minute. And we're going to get to our final image until Justin gets here, obviously. A final image comes into focus of a shadowy figure as they examine their crystal ball. And it's an image of what seems to be a small group of angry villagers who are garbed in masks and sheets, and they're holding torches. And over the murmur of a crowd comes the occasional "human power!" as another shouts out, "They took our jobs!" And this mysterious figure in full white costume have gathered around to hear their leader, their Grand Master Clansman, a man in a red robe named Isbar. Would you like to take this time to explain and describe your character? If we could see under the sheet, who would we see in their crystal ball?
All right, hold on. I got this all written out here. All right, so Isbar, he is. Hold on a second. My wife just came up trying to sing to me. All right, so Isbar is a follower of the Way, an ancient order of paladins that draws its roots from Uther the Lightbringer. Sole purpose of the order is to advance the message of the Way at any cost. The paladin is isolated, and followers must be dedicated as children in order to be accepted to the order. Few exceptions have ever been made. Paladins are allowed to have families and to live together in the monastery. Upon reaching the age of 30, paladins of this order are sent on their quests and must venture out into the world to advance the cause of the Way. They are permitted 1 week every year to return to the monastery and visit their family. The Way is the only way is engraved on all of their armor, and they advance this message to every corner of the planet, no matter the cost. Let's see. So I was devoted to the faith as a child by my mother. I never knew my father. The followers of the Way of the Paladins charge and advance the cause of the light. It is my duty to advance the faith through service and defense of those I believe all than myself. I tend to see any female as needing protection, even if their race allows them better physical capabilities than myself. That's me.
So in a nutshell, who would you say you are? Just in a one sentence thing, who are you?
I just read you all that, John.
Yeah, I know. We kind of faded off because
I am. Okay, let me think. I am, in a sentence, I am a very spiritual chauvinist.
Okay, got it. All right,
Beautiful.
so
That believes in white power.
human power. You suddenly hear a man cry out, "Grandmaster Isbar! I joined the order so my life would be easier, but those half-breeds are taking our jobs. I can't find work because all the good quests are taken. What should I do?" How would you like to respond to that, Isbar?
It's a good question. It's been plaguing us for a long time. The only thing you can do is go to college, get educated, and get some of the better paying jobs. They work for too cheap.
No, okay, another Klansman cries out, "Isbar, my wife won't stay home with kids while she goes out to work. What should I tell her?" How would you like to respond?
You cut out there. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Please don't.
I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, you got
Basically,
to.
people are looking to you for leadership. What do you tell them?
Follow me. I know the way.
You said that last time, and nothing's gotten better, Isbar. What do we do?
I can't help it that you don't have enough faith. Health and wealth, kids.
All right, so suddenly you hear someone cry out, "Oh no, brothers, look out! It's a bunch of shifters! We're being ambushed! Oh no! There's a group of orcs and hobgoblins too! There's too many of them!" And you hear somebody cry out, "Everybody run!" And as you look out, you realize that you were severely outmatched and outnumbered as a group of angry hobgoblins and shifters and orcs are overturning tents and they are killing everyone in Klansman Guard. And they appear to be heading your way, and you hear screams as your fellow Klansmen are being run through. Ah! Ah! And it would seem that this group of angry orcs and hobgoblins, that they are targeting anyone in white, but they keep crying out, and it gives you the impression that they're especially looking for leaders. So what would you like to do?
I grab my white robe and I put it on, and I reach over and grab my sword, which happens to be the most powerful sword in the world that I intend to take with me on this quest, and I charge out to fight them.
Okay, so before you actually get to them, do an
What check?
It's okay. How do I do that?
You're gonna roll a d20 and you're gonna add your insight mod.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go get my dice.
Okay, well, look out! There might be an orc or hobgoblin on the way there.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry.
No big deal.
I think I would have put my head between my legs again.
So I'm rolling a d20 for this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
15.
Okay, so you size up the group, and there are way too many to fight. You realize you are severely outmatched, and if you run forward, you're going to die. And suddenly, your sickly cat, Kitty Poppins, runs up and meows at you for you to follow her, and she leads you out into the woods where there is a thick fog. And behind you, you know that orcs are hot on your trail. Sorry to meta GM you there, but your sickly cat, Kitty Poppins, runs into the fog and disappears ahead of you. What would you like to do?
The orcs are hot on my trail.
Yeah, they are coming for you. You can hear them crying out.
I'm ready to fight.
Okay, so as you were in the stance here, let me see if I. You have one come forward, and what's your armor class? He rolls a 17.
My armor class 16.
Okay, so he rolls a 17, and he charges forward his shield, and he, as he cries out, as he hits you, he knocks you off your feet, and he says, "Puny human!" like that, and so you are pushed back into the fog, and cold mist that washes in around your feet, and fog overtakes you and blacks out your vision. And that fucker is why you don't let someone else do all the hard work and write your backstory for you. So, The mist begins to evaporate around each of you until silhouettes begin to come into focus. And once it fully clears, you notice several other people with confused looks on their faces are standing around you. The weather is kind of overcast, and it's dark, and you seem to be standing in a clearing in a forest. And to the east of you, you're kind of standing on a road, and the road kind of disappears into the fog, into the mist. Not unlike the mist that overtook you, but to the west lies a beaten path that leads out into the forest. So you guys have come face to face with each other. Is there anything that you would like to say to each other? What would you like to do?
How did I get here? Who the hell are you guys?
I look over and ask if I have shit on my mouth.
Should you have shit on your mouth?
You stink like shit.
Okay.
Did any of you people bring us here?
Did you bring a what?
Did any of you people bring us here? What's happening right now?
Clearly, I was in trouble.
And what's with the big ass bear?
Yeah, who's the... Why is there a bear here? I'm so confused.
Maybe we should eat it.
No.
Bear.
I sit back and morph into my wood elf form.
Oh, okay, well, at least that's one less problem, I guess.
Fucking druid.
Man, I haven't fucking drinking enough for this yet.
Oh, I guess I should actually do that on here.
Okay.
Oh, I'm blind.
So no one's gonna answer who did this?
It's clear who did this. The Lord of the Way.
I'm sorry, who?
Even if one of us did it, no one would say anything.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you try to play some sick games and you want to have... I don't know. I don't know who would do this or why.
Whoever it was, I want to shake their hand.
I asked.
Well, the question is, what the hell are we gonna do about it?
I mean...
Be grateful. How about that?
so
I say clearly
in the field, is there... Sorry, go ahead.
Clearly, we're about here for a purpose. Where are we?
Oh my gosh. What do you
Let's
know?
look around.
Druid.
Oh, shut up.
I ask, was anybody else in a life-threatening situation?
Yeah,
What
one could
do
say.
I owe you an answer?
Nah, just another drunken brawl.
Sounds like a good time.
Normally. Then I wake up next to you six fuckers.
I'll look around to see if there's anything I can notice.
Okay. Do an insight check.
I got 7.
Okay. Other than what pretty much has already been described, you don't really see anything. There's a big fog wall, kind of like you've reached the end of the world, and there's a big fog wall right behind you to the east. Ahead of you to the west, there is a kind of like a beaten path that seems to go off into the woods a little deeper. You can see a lot of trees. Looking at the trees, it kind of looks a little creepy. But other than that, I mean, that's all you see.
Can I size up everyone here with me?
What was your question, Dalton?
Can I size up everyone here with me?
Yeah, you can do an insight check.
And what do I do?
Roll a d20, and you're going to add your insight modifier to that.
Well, that would be 21.
Okay. So as you're scanning each of these individuals, that are standing here with you, you kind of get the impression that you're all evenly matched, for the most part. Whereas you realize that some of the other people that are standing here with you, where they're not so much physical, they you still get the impression that they're not somebody to be trifled with. Like maybe there's something about them that that's more that meets the surface. There is a guy that seems to be standing with shit on his hands, and I mean, like
And
that guy,
need of a hole.
you probably don't want to shake hands with him. And then there's another guy that's kind of the guy that was kind of an asshole, really. I mean, he has like pompous attitude. He has a white sheet in his hand. You're not sure what that's about. Then there is a young lady that's there. She seems to be elf in nature or half elf. She looks like she's an experienced in battle. Although she's not really carrying any weapons that you recognize. And then, of course, there is that bear that turned back into an elf. Is he an elf? Yeah, he's an elf, right?
Yes, I'm an elf.
So it turns back into an elf, and you get the picture that everybody can handle themselves in battle.
Well, good. No one will slow us down.
Okay.
I don't get that feeling at all. I think you're all going to slow me down.
I cast create water on shit covered guy. Clean up that. Get rid of that for a second, and then I also
that's about what a druid's good for.
He gratefully accepts.
Okay, so just a second. Let me look at that fast.
It rains.
You can create up to
10 gallons and it rains on him.
10 gallons of water in range, and it falls in a 30-foot cube. So everybody's kind of getting wet in this. So
Next time, say something before, asshole.
Jesus. Not even on a ship right now.
Okay.
And then I cast detect magic.
Okay. So as you detect magic around you, you don't thing magic forest behind you, but this ominous fog, is just one huge glow now for you, and it kind of extends as far as you can.
All right. Well, let's investigate it.
Okay. Do an investigation check.
That is a. You said investigation, right? It's an 18.
Okay, so as you investigate this fog, you kind of put your hand in it a little bit, and nothing seems to be strange about it. You can put it in; it doesn't prevent you from moving into it. But other than that, you kind of get an idea that there's something more to this fog. But
I point out that there's a path off to the side.
I'm glad you've been paying attention.
Okay.
Well, I don't feel like stumbling around in the fog, so I guess we might as well take the path.
Okay.
Better than staying here.
Okay, so far I got Dagna and Sylphie ready to go.
All right. I guess I'll go with.
Okay, so we got Ceridorm. And what about Nightbane and his...
Hey, I'm clean. I can't be shit anymore. And I was the one that pointed out the path, so I'm good to go.
Okay.
Get down here.
Isbar, everybody seems to be leaving you behind. What would you like to do?
I'm going to pray to my deity to see if there's anything here, and then go to the path.
Okay, so as you pray to your deity, it feels as if you are like completely cut off from your god, like almost like he can't see you. Where
I don't believe that for a second. I move on the path.
Okay, all right. So what I need, guys, is I need a who's in front and where you're standing. And so pretty much this is going to be this is going to kind of like be my standard from here on out, unless I hear otherwise. So I tell you what.
Well, as the fearless bear tank, I will go first.
Okay. So going going east.
great.
Clearly the
Put the
most
teddy bear
powerful
in
here.
front.
All right, so
Bullshit.
Saradoran is in the front, so you guys can going east, going hang on a second. Going this way. Can you guys line yourself up behind him? And Mike, if you
No
can kind
matter
of tell me where
where
you want to
Sarah
go.
Dorn is, I will
put
be
me-
next to him or in front of him.
Put me third in line.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
I have range.
wants-
I'll be fourth.
Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. So Isbar is one step ahead of Saradorn. He wants to insist on being first. All right. So as you guys begin marching down this road, and now you're like humping each other. I don't know what that's all about. Like, you guys just met. Take him out to dinner
He'd
first.
be so lucky.
So can somebody, let's see, can you guys tell me, can you each tell me what your passive perception is? That's a wisdom check. It's on the left side of your character sheet.
Mine's a 14.
I'm a 15 as well.
15.
Which is surprising.
Okay.
You said
I guess
perception?
Passive perception, correct.
It's under
Yeah,
senses.
13.
Mine goes to 11.
Okay.
You couldn't see anything in front of you. You old man.
You said wisdom, right?
I'm sorry,
Perception.
you talking to me, stupid
It's,
dumbass bear?
Perception.
Yeah, it's passive perception.
Yeah, mine's a 13.
Okay. Sylphine, what was yours?
13.
Okay, so Sarah Durham, if you could go ahead and roll a d20 and give me a perception check.
It was a nat 20. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on. I'm not at my desk. Wait a second. It was. I'm rolling a d20. You said.
Yeah, roll a d20.
I got a 7.
Okay, so you guys have walked for, about 5 hours, and you guys are just kind of talking to each other. Some of you guys are kind of an asshole to one another, just to be honest.
Yeah, I've noticed
but-
that the others are kind of jerks.
Yeah, so kind of insulting each other, and you guys are used to working alone, I guess. So that is what it is. But as you, I got a message that might be Justin, just real quick.
No, fuck that guy.
Okay. All right, good to know. Interesting. All right, so as you guys are walking for about each other, you kind of get the smell of death comes upon each of you in kind of a different way, and it's almost as if you smell something up ahead of you, like something's been rotting for a while. What would you guys like to do?
Probably that orc I killed before I got here.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I guess just keep going and seeing what's causing that rain.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, investigate what's stinking.
Okay, so Sylphine, would you roll an insight check for me?
Sure. That'd be a 13.
Okay, so Sylphine, as you have kind of, you guys are walking ahead, as you've walked up, kind of get a picture of where this this smell is coming from. It's actually coming from the west of you. What would you like to do?
I just say, hey, I think it's coming from this direction, and I just start heading there.
Okay. So you guys want to follow her?
I will. I'll stick with the.
I begin to walk
Falcon.
backwards here and kind of nudge her out of the way and get in front of her.
It's this way.
Okay. Okay.
I'm confused, but let him do it. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Someone's clearly an asshole. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Noted.
All right.
Somebody clearly needs protecting.
Okay.
It's a man's world, everybody knows it.
I'm at.
All
I
right.
pull out my battle axe and I follow him also.
Okay. So Dagna is now ready for battle. You guys, y'all move towards this thing, Nightbane, or you go with them, or?
Yeah, I'm still going with him. I like to have my front and back covered, so I'll stay in the middle.
Okay. So you are the
Coward.
piece of white meat, other people have bread. So, all right. So as you guys come across this area that smells like death, you realize that there is a
Ooh.
a body that seems to have been rotting for quite some time out in the woods. There's blood everywhere, and it's kind of like a drug off kind of thing. What would you guys like to do?
I loot the body.
Bet you do.
Okay, so Nightbane wants to make his way up and loot the body.
Oh.
Okay.
I tried to
Anybody?
cause of death.
Yeah.
You want to go investigate? If you
Yeah.
can kind of if you want to be up there, go up there. If you want hang back, move.
I guess I'll tag along to investigate.
All right, Eeyore, come on.
Yeah, bring me up there. I thought I was in the lead here.
Oh, you're all going up? Everybody want to go up?
Oh, there they are. Yes, please.
Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry, Sylphana. I tried to move your character. Go ahead.
Oh,
I
it's okay,
picked up a
sorry.
big
I
stick
just found
from
it.
the tree and I poked the body.
Okay, so Nightbane, I heard was the first person to investigate the body. Nightbane, would you roll a d20 for me and do an investigation check?
Yeah, give me a second. 16.
Okay. So as you investigate, you find.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That's what I thought. I'll tell you what, if that's Justin dead, I'm going to be pissed. If he just quit.
Okay. All right. So just 1 second. Nightbane.
Okay.
Anybody else? What would you guys like?
I'm looking for tracks to see what did this.
Nightbane, I just realized because you're not really.
Not really a what?
Since I'm not on the 20, you
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to give you this.
go ahead and do the letter out loud to everybody. That's
Okay,
fine.
so you unroll this, and this is what it says. Oh, hang on just a second. I will throw it up for everybody. You guys can read.
There was a letter on his body.
Oh, that's it?
Yes, that's the
Stingy bag.
I do a sleight of hand and see if I find anything on him. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. So you guys should all see a letter in front of you, and this says, "Hail thee of might and valor.
You sure?
I, the Burgomaster of Barovia, send you on despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Kolyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power that the devils may be contained within the walls of. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Idurovich, Burgomaster."
I knew I was butting him for a reason.
I want to do
I
it.
take out
Go ahead,
I take
KJ.
out my sword and stab him through the head.
roll.
Okay. So you take out sword and stab this already dead creature through the head, and his guts kind of just go.
I have
Or
read
undead.
the scrolls
Whoa.
of the Walking Dead.
Okay.
Don't take
I want to
shit.
do a history check and see if any of these terms bring up anything of my past knowledge
Okay. Go ahead.
as a researcher. I got a 4, so nope. Don't know anything.
Yeah, you just all of a sudden just kind of farted. I mean, you try to think.
Have a brain fart.
I've
Okay.
always thought you druids were idiots.
Anybody else?
So are there any tracks or anything around the body?
You do an insight check. I'm sorry, do an investigation check.
That would be a 16.
Okay, so you notice that there are a lot of footprints all around this guy, and it seems to be beast, some kind of beast imprint. And so it looks as if this guy was mauled almost to death, but his head was mysteriously intact. But then Isbar stabbed him in the head. So now every part of the body is mangled.
I look at everybody and say it looks suspiciously like. Then I turn to the druid.
It looks suspiciously like what?
He was mauled by a bear. And I look at the druid.
Well, first of all, you would know that information because Dagna did the search, and that's kind of metagaming.
That's okay. Yeah, never mind.
So you do know this guy is bald, but that's about it.
Okay.
So what would you guys like to do?
I want to follow some tracks.
Okay, so you guys have investigated this body, and all of a sudden, to the north, you hear some very loud growling, and as if something is kind of approaching you. What would you guys like to do?
I am going to change to a bear because we about to fight.
Okay.
Shield and battle axe at the ready.
Okay.
And I take the front hold.
Okay.
I move slightly in front of him.
Alright, get as close as you want. I do want to say to the group, if it is a creature, before I change to a bear, if it is a creature, I do want to knock one out.
You are a bear, so you cannot talk.
Why do you want to knock out a creature?
You are a bear, you cannot talk.
I said before I changed into a bear. Gosh, John.
Shut up, bear.
Don't use my free world name.
Oh, my bad. You didn't give us a name to call you. Megahertz.
You can call me Master Bitch. Master Bitch.
Alright, Master Bitch.
I'm gonna use divine
Masturbate.
You're going to use Define what?
sense.
Okay, so as you use Divine, suddenly things start to come into focus for you. You realize that there is great evil around you.
I knew it.
You guys are going to
It's like right on top of them. Hold on. Let's back up a little bit. There we go.
All right. You guys are going to roll for initiative. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and put you all in Roll20 as a... sorry. Here we go. I'm going to... what is that? Okay, I'm going to roll initiative here for you guys. What I need you to do is on the left side, I'm going to up turn order. I need you guys to correct whatever your roll is, unless you're going to want to stick with that. If you look at your number on the left side and you go, I don't like that number, you know what? Go ahead and roll. I don't give a shit where you like the number.
Hell no.
Yeah, because I got an 18, and that's way better.
That's fine.
17.
Okay, so Isbar is a 17. You can change these numbers to the left. I am going to go ahead and change it for you, Isbar. Just so you guys know, you can change this number. So, Sarah Doran, what did you roll? I heard you roll your dice.
I got 11.
Okay, just so you guys know, if you roll dice, you have to stick with that. Why is Sylphine on here twice?
I don't know, John.
Why am I?
Because women be cheating.
All right, I don't know what happened there. I don't know why you're on.
All
right. So we are going to start the turn. First combat. Everybody understands rules of engagement, I'm assuming. All right, so something that is kind of special on 20 here is that you guys will have 2 minutes to decide your turn. We're not going to spend all night on this. So if you don't have your turn within 2 minutes or you go AFK when it's your turn, you lose. Okay? All right, so Dagna, we're going to start with you. What would you like to do?
Dude, this turn order is all out of whack.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm sorry. Hang on. There we go. Sorry. There we go.
Cool.
All right. Dagna, go ahead.
Alright, first I'll pull out a hand axe and chunk it at the closest wolf.
Okay, so this guy right over here to your top left there. Just right 2 squares above you.
Yes.
By the way, every square is 5 feet right here. So if you need to move away, that's about as far as... Okay, so you're going to throw a hand axe at the monster there. So go ahead and roll your ranged attack. You see that? It says ranged. Top left. Dalton, are you there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So as you throw your weapon, you throw your spear, or it was a hand axe. I'm sorry, right? So you throw your hand axe, and it just kind of goes end over end over end, and it does bury into this wolf's shoulder. But you can see that that seemed to barely phase him. Okay, you have some movement left in your turn. Are you done, or would you like to move away or closer to?
I can't say.
I will say, yeah. I'll go ahead and just stay where I'm at.
Okay. All right. So Sylphane, there you go. Your timer started.
Okay. So I'm gonna move over here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast command on the guy who's like right in my line of sight right there.
If you do if you hold left click, you can actually point.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that one.
Everybody's clicking. I'm sorry. Click it again.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, that one. And then yeah, I'm gonna ask to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Or yeah, and the DC is 13.
Okay. So it needs to do a wisdom saving.
Yes.
Okay, just a second. I am going to save real quick and we'll look at wisdom. So it does not get it. So what would you like to do? It does not pass the wisdom saving throw.
Tight. So I'm gonna tell it to flee.
Okay. So as this dwarf, or sorry, this wolf, you have targeted with your. It just all of a sudden it seems to kind of understand what you're saying, and it starts to back up a little bit, but then all of a sudden something very, very powerful overpowers the spell, and he moves back to where he was, almost as if something else is controlling. I'm sorry, guys. I have to take this.
Are you kidding me?
Hello? Yes, ma'am.
The suspense is killing me.
I know.
I hope he hurries up, Sylphine, because your turn's almost over.
Yeah.
And you're done. Isbar, what would you like to do?
Oh crap! My turn started.
Yeah.
Shit, he should have paused this.
We're screwed now.
We're over.
Well, in the meantime, I think I will get me another mana of zero sugar Pepsi.
Say zero sugar Pepsi?
Yeah. Andrew, I'm trying not to be fat, man.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Oh, whoops.
How'd you do that?
Sorry, new to Roll20 did not.
Guys, I'm so sorry. Sylphane, we'll kind of give you your turn back there. I'm sorry, guys. I have a kind of an emergency going on around me right now. But anyway, okay. So go back to where you were. You did. You had a question about command, or to type that? Sorry.
No, I just am new to Roll20 and I clicked it to read it and it just came into the chat. That was pretty much my turn since my spell didn't work. That was about it.
That's fine. So basically, what happened as you try to control him in turning him away, it's almost like he realized there was greater danger behind them than there is in front of him. Almost as if somebody else is already doing that. Somebody much more powerful. Okay.
Cool. Okay.
So
Probably
would you like?
man.
Okay, Isbar, I'm going to give you more than 30 seconds, but you can go ahead and do your turn. What would you like to do?
All right. So I'm going to dual attack.
Okay.
And I'm also going to divine smite the animal in front of me, the one in front of me.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna divine. Okay, go ahead and roll for that.
All right, so my first one is going to be what, a 16?
Okay. So you will succeed on that. Okay. What's the damage look like?
Okay, so it's gonna be 1d8,
Okay.
and is this thing or a fiend?
It is a beast creature.
Okay. So then let's see. Let me roll it here. So it's 1d8, and then. All right, so I get 4d8s.
Okay.
So 6.
I don't want to hear because you
15, 19, 22.
Okay, so 22 damage. So as you bring your hammer down on him, by the way, I put in Roll20 there. If you want to do that, add it up in that way, you can. But as you bring your hammer down, you severely injure this thing. You said for 22 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you do 22 damage on it, and you discover that although that was a massive hit, that it is extremely bloody, and so it's still standing, and it growls at you with just ferocity. It is that pissed it off. So that is actually his turn now, unless you want.
I'm dual attacking. I got my short sword now.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't catch that part.
As he growls at me, I spit on him.
Okay.
And I swing my other sword.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 13.
Okay, and that will kind of swing over his head. So he's gonna duck his head and run away. I'm gonna go ahead and give the turn to that one, unless you need to.
I'm sorry, you broke out there at the end.
Are you done on your turn?
Finished.
Okay, so that one, it seems to be focused. In fact, you kind of get the idea that all of focused on the one who is closest to them, and the one that is closest to the road just seems to be not interested at all. So this wolf that you hit, Isbar, he's going to take a swing at you.
No, you said the one that's closest to the road is not focused.
Yeah, they don't seem to be interested in the to the road. So it is going to take a swing at you. It rolls a d20, and so what is your AC?
16.
Okay, so it is going to teeth right in you, and it looks like it does 16 damage to your character.
Damn it. A little bit.
So I'll go ahead and hit that on your character. Okay, and so its turn is done, and so the next one is run up, and it's going to come along this left side right over here, and it's going to take a swing at Dagna, and it is going to try to bite him, and it is going to sink its teeth in your leg. So as you try to shake it off or you try to dodge it, it actually reflexes, sinks teeth into your leg, doing 7 piercing damage to you. So Nightbane, is your turn. So you, Nightbane,
right, so I can't see it, so I'm just gonna have to tell you, move me
so
close enough to him that I can lay hands on him.
Okay, so you're gonna move up to Isbar or Dagna?
Isbar.
Okay, so as you move up to Isbar, you're standing.
Wait, which one took the 16? Was it Dagma or Isbar?
No, it was Isbar.
Okay, Isbar's where I want to go.
Okay, so you're gonna come up behind him and you're gonna cast a heal.
Yeah, give me just a second.
So you're gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Yes, Cure Wounds.
So it's 1d8 plus 3.
Yeah, give me just a second.
Okay.
I get the feeling we're supposed to be running away from this.
Are you saying that to the group or are you saying that to yourself?
Okay.
To the group.
9.
Okay. So for 9 damage, you heal Isbar for 9 damage. Is there anything else you'd like to do? No,
I got 9, so 9 plus 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. Plus 12, so 9 plus 3. Got it. All right. You healed him back up to 21 damage or 21 health. Okay. Are you done with your turn? You got anything you want to do on a round?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna have the next one in, and it's gonna come around back over here to Dagna, and actually, I have a pack trait that I did not add. Disadvantage on an attack roll of creatures. Okay, doesn't matter. Got it. All right. So it is going to take a bite at Dagna. And it's got a 16 on its roll, and your AC is 18. So it is going to take a swipe at you, and whenever it does, tries to get its teeth in, you take your shield and kind of shove it between its teeth and kind of surprise it a little bit. So it kind of rears back, and then it kind of looks back at you and goes.
Wait, how does it go again?
It goes like,
you
you got shit on your hands. That's what it says.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so the next one,
Hold them out.
kind of happy right where it is. They seem to be pushing you backwards. Like, all of these seem to be approaching you almost in an intimidating fashion. It's going to take a swing at Saradorum. And since it has so many around them, it is going to take advantage on that. So it's got a 23 against your 12.
I don't know what it is. I gotta look.
Okay,
I think
go ahead and look
11, actually.
Just confirm that with me, because I see a 12 on your character sheet.
Shoot, I don't know where AC is on this. Oh, it's at 11, yeah.
Okay.
If you're looking at my character sheet, that's not my AC.
Okay. All right. Well, what are you using for your AC?
The Bears character sheet, because I take over their.
Yeah.
The only three stats that don't
you.
change are Int, Criz, and Wisdom.
All right. So it's going to kind of square up with just as big as. It's clearly being the alpha, being the beta, and almost comes around and like puts its wiener in your butt.
Come on.
But so anyway, it's gonna come in. It's gonna do 11.
Don't do that, dog. He'll like it.
11 damage. All right.
Wait, can I use my protection to help him out?
What is your protection?
Probably on your turn.
Well, while wielding a shield, if a creature I see attacks a target other than me within 5 feet, I can use my reaction to impose a disadvantage.
Okay, so it would have just rolled normally, so it would have first number, so it's.
It is 723.
All right, so it is done with its turn, and we are going to move next one, and this one's going to run up, and it's take a swing at Isbar. And so it is close to other combatants, so it's going to come in, it's going to take a swing at you. It rolls a 21 against yours, and it is going to do 9 piercing damage to you. And it begins to howl like it almost enjoyed that. All right, Saradorum, you're up.
All right, I gotta zoom in a little bit. It makes more sense of this.
By the way, if I don't know if for those of you guys who are new, one of the things I don't think I explained to you in battle is that you can use your action to disengage. Not saying that's what you should do, but you can use your action to disengage. It just means that you can run away without getting.
All right, my first one was looks like no, it was an 18 plus 5. Okay, so I got a 23 on bite. I'm attacking the one on my left.
Okay, so you are rolling for damage on bite, and then are you doing claws as well?
Yeah, I did multi-attack, yeah. I did, it did
okay.
both, if you look at
so you are actually,
one, I think.
Yeah, you're going to hit for 6 damage, so you bite him right back as he comes up and snatches at you. Come right back into him.
You dang right.
Fighting for power, but as you realize that you've done a lot of damage to this thing, and it doesn't seem to be going down. Okay, what else would you like to do? Is there anything else?
Can't really move, otherwise I get an opportunity to attack by 2 things.
Well, like I said, you could have used your engage to.
Yeah, but I'm a melee creature. Unless you're trying to tell us to run away.
If you want to, I'm not trying to meta GM. No. If you want to run away, you use your action to disengage.
I think I can heal. Let me double check for free.
Can you heal in bear form?
Yeah, it's an effect. for being circle of the moon.
Okay, you got 19 seconds.
I'm done. Yeah, I think I have to actually use that as a.
Okay, so this final wolf is going to come in, and it can't seem to get in anywhere. Kind of right here, and it's going to wait its turn. And it doesn't seem to be looking at Isbar or Serdor. Okay. This next one's going to come in.
I could have bonus action that. Dang it.
And it is going to just stand in back there. And then now it is Dagna's turn. Wait a minute. Are you on there twice?
No, he started, didn't he?
Okay. I have. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, we just went through the turn. We should have.
Okay.
Yeah, round 2.
Go ahead. Dagna, what would you like to do?
Okay. Well, shit. It looks like they're trying to surround our ass or something. I'm gonna come back to this.
Where's Justin at? I haven't seen him yet.
He's not here yet. He probably messaged you.
All right. So, are you going to use your action to engage? Dalton, are you there?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you are right there. Are you going to use your action to disengage? Because if you don't, you're going to take opportunity.
Well then screw that. I'll just attack the one right directly in front of me with my battle axe.
Okay, so you're going to use your battle axe to attack, and just go ahead and use your action there. Okay, so battle axe attack. You are going to swing at it, and it's going to almost kind of catch your battle axe in its teeth, and growls at you, and it kind of swings its head to the left a little bit as your battle axe seems to have absolute effect on him. Would you like to try to move? Would you like to just turn?
Can I use my action surge and get an additional action?
Absolutely, you can.
Alright, well I'm gonna disengage and run away.
Okay, so you are going to run. Can you move your character?
I can, but I can't really see a ruler on my end.
Oh, I can do the ruler.
Yeah, it's one of these selections.
It's a circle with like a. Sylphane, we're going to come to you in just a second.
Okay.
It's kind of a circle with a ruler on it. Just tell me where you want to go. Do you want to go max, or do you want to go halfway, or what?
I want to kind of come back here. I'll point it.
Okay, so I'm going to move you just down south. Sylphane's turn. As you run away, it's almost like they didn't even take an opportunity to attack because they want you out of their area. You kind of get that impression. Okay. Sylphane, what would you like to do?
Can I do an insight check on their, like, have I noticed if they're that they're not taking damage?
You certainly can. Would you like to do that?
Okay. I got a 10.
Okay. So you can see that have been damage to these creatures. They have been bloodied, but they're pretty massive, and so the damage that you guys are doing seems to be almost inconsequential.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Guys, do you think this is a battle that we can win today, or should we kind of just go?
Get out.
Should we go?
Get out.
We should go. I'm gonna disengage.
Yeah, y'all asses should be moving.
So the.
Leave the bear. Let's get out of here.
Oh, they are interested in that bear. He's got
that big old booty.
I'm a fan of bear stew.
Okay, what would you like to do, Sylphine? Would you like to move?
Yeah. So the whole disengage thing. Can I just however far I can get?
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna move there and in your turn.
Dagna. Yeah.
Okay. All right, your turn is up. Isbar.
I'm gonna disengage and move away.
Okay. So go ahead and move your character. You can do that.
KJ, you have 60, right?
Okay.
I just have 30.
Okay.
Dang, you slowed.
Is your turn up, or would you like to do something?
I'll pray to my deity for insight on what to do.
Okay. As you pray to your deity, you hear any answer?
Huh?
You don't hear any answer just initially.
You've been forsaken.
This guy must be taking a crap or something.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm in my turn. Oh, I'll heal myself. Sorry. I'll heal myself.
Hey, you,
Okay.
your turn.
So you're going to use an action to.
Yeah, I'm
Old
gonna
Brando's about to get
use.
wrecked.
Sorry. What do I got here?
I kind of threw random spells on you because I didn't know what you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna heal myself. Use 13 of my lay on hands to get me back to full.
Okay. So you use your lay on hands left.
I'm sorry.
So you have 2 points left in that, right?
Yep.
Okay. Are you done with your turn?
Yep.
Okay. As you've moved away, they are no longer be aggressive. They are now just looking at the two party members that are closest to the top there. All right. And speaking of which, this dire wolf is pretty angry at Ceradorum, so he's going to take a swing at him. And so as he does that, he is going to 12 against your 11, and he is going to hit. I'm sorry, he's going to roll a 20 against your 11 advantage, and then he is going to hit you for 13 damage. Okay, so and he's going to end his turn. The next one is going to come over, and it is just going to kind of wait and look at you, and growl, and kind of gesture towards you to back up. He seems to be trying to intimidate you. Nightbane, what would you like to do?
That should be.
Can I jump on top of the bear and ride the battle?
Do an athletics check.
You're more than welcome to. But
Yeah,
I'm the
sure-
last one to
I'm sure
move,
he's
so.
more than welcome to.
We've been waiting so
rolled a
long to
12.
hear that.
I rolled
Okay.
a 12.
Okay, so you are going to jump on the back of Ceradorum, and you're going to hold on to his fur.
And kick me the heck out of here. Let's go.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, if we I grab his fur and motion for him to disengage as well as me.
So you kind of kick him, and he seems to grunt a little bit, like he didn't really appreciate that. Okay, so is your turn over?
Yes.
Okay, Justin, we hear you. Just a second. All right, so
I
these
cannot hear him.
this
I haven't said anything.
this guy's going to come up, and he is going to take a bite at Ceradorum, and he is going to do 12 piercing damage. So that is going to carry over to your character. Nightbane, go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So you're going to take 2 additional damage on your guy.
Okay.
So what'd you get on your athletics check?
8.
Or Constitution? You got an 8. All right. So as he kind of transforms out of bear, hold on to, and so you fall onto your back on the ground, and you kind of like a little bit, and so you will. I'm gonna roll a d4 damage there. Okay, you are gonna take 4 damage.
Okay.
Kind of like, as you fall on your back. All right, and so we're gonna end its turn there. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not on the tracker. Ceradorum, it's your turn.
Skip over me or something?
Well, you had a. It did because you went out of bear form.
Oh.
So I got you. Okay, so
Well, if I can
what would you like to do?
cooperate correctly. Hold on. What's my movement? 35? Alright, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. We'll go drop there.
Okay.
Pulling old Nightbane with me.
Nice.
Okay, if you pull a Nightbane, number one, you're
I can't pick him up. He's
half
too
speed.
heavy.
You can drag him, but you move half speed. And
Do it. Drag him out here.
Like to try that?
Pick his ass up.
15. So right here.
Move away, they're not following.
Okay, so as you pull Nightbane, would you like to resist that, or would you like to?
No, I'm definitely ready to go.
Okay, so as you are getting pulled back down, these two dire wolves are going to take opportunity attacks against you. Okay, so your AC is C, so that one is going to miss you. So it kind of swipes at you, kind of growls, kind of embarrassed that it missed you a little bit. This other one is going to do the same thing. It rolls a 12 against your 12, so it is going for 8 damage. So you're going to get dragged away, though. As you're kind of as you look back, kind of Saradorum has grabbed you, and he's
in front of me.
If he was in front of you, he can only move. So he's either going to be there or here. Which
I don't get to drop him where I want. Nonsense. All right.
You're dragging him. You're not carrying him. You're dragging him.
Yeah.
So as he's kind of like got you by the scruffy neck as he's out of there. He's not even looking where he's going from behind. So he's completely just focused on getting him out of there. And you kind of see that all of them, the bristles on their back kind of go down a little bit as they seem to be letting you guys leave. So now they are kind of approaching, but very slowly. And you kind of get the impression that they want you the fuck out of their area. Okay.
What a coincidence.
Okay. All right. So, Dagna, what would you like to do?
Look around to see where there is to go.
Okay. Roll an insight check. D20 plus your insight modifier.
So that would be for 16.
Okay. So as you look, you see the and that kind of heads back to the area, if you remember correctly, where there's a big wall of what seems to be like just fog, and towards the left seems to kind of like be an open road that kind of goes out to the forest, a little deeper into the forest.
All right. Well, let's head down the open road.
Dagma.
Okay. So you were going to move your character. Is that right? So you can move anywhere in here. Okay. Is that what you want to do? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Sylphane, what about you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna use a dash action to head in Dagna's direction.
Kind of save us some time. Does everybody want to disengage and get the hell out of here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody not okay with that?
No.
Okay, so all of your characters are going to move out of the way here, and basically you're going to disengage from combat. And you notice that as you leave, these creatures seem to be not only happy that you're leaving, but they seem to be happy that you are moving in the direction that you're doing. And as you look over the top of the shoulders of these wolves, you see about 20 more wolves approaching. So we're going to end combat right there, and let's bring in Justin. Justin, are you there?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So just real quick, we will take a break here in just a minute, but I'm going to cut back to the shadowy figure in their crystal ball. And yet another image that emerges from crystal ball as they look at it. It's an image of kind of a tucked away room and what seems to be a library at a university of arcane arts. And in the front, in front of a small podium, lays an open book where a short gnome kind of stands up on a stool. And this is Master Corbin, and he's flipping through the pages. So, Corbin, would you like to introduce your character, describe who it is that this hooded figure sees in their crystal ball?
Do I just basically read my backstory?
Description of yourself.
Just basic description. KJ did, and nobody gave a shit. Can if you.
Well, you didn't tell me to stop, did you?
I was wondering when you're going to get to it. All right, so go ahead.
You see a pale gnome with a large nose and eyes that shine like stars.
Magical.
Okay. Very, very nice. Okay. Is it kind of like a romantic star, or is it kind of like a
A little twinkle.
twinkle, or is it like a burning inflato star?
It's like the geishas from Japan
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Excellent.
or
All
China.
right. So,
I like where this is headed.
all right. What are you wearing? No. Are you what book are you currently studying it through?
It's just a light read on modern engineering practices.
Okay. So as you flip to the page of modern engineering book, you discover that as you've been here for what seems like hours, someone has beaten you to the punch of this book, and they have ripped out what you were looking for. And now you will never know how to build that erotic sex machine that you have had your eye on all that time. And so you slam the book shut out of frustration, throw it across the room, hitting the bookcase. And when you do, you notice a book that you haven't recognized before kind of fall down off the shelf. And as you approach it, the spine reads "Devils in the Mist." And as you look at the book, it seems to drown out sound as it begins to get your focus. And you hear this ambient kind of humming noise. And it's unlike the churning of heavy machinery, which it seems to get louder and louder. What would you like to do?
Change my shorts.
Okay, so as you
It's not from the back end.
you like to take your underwear off? Is that
No, I just brush it off and deal.
okay? So you do crap your pants, and so as
It's okay. You're in good
as it
company.
kind of comes down your leg, you kind of do like behind you there, just kind of like what my boys do when they poop their pants, obviously. And so you kind of flake it off, and this the churning heavy machinery, this humming ambient noise seems to get louder and louder. And what would you like to do?
Make a
I would like to cast Mage Hand and grab the.
Okay, so as you cast Mage Hand, it kind of illuminates this book, and as you move, as it moves closer to the cover of this book to open it, it's like the book just all of a sudden, like, just slams open, and as it does, this mist just kind of fills the room, and it's quickly covering the outskirts of this room, and all exits are cut off, and it's moving in towards you. What would you like to do?
Wait. I would like to use Mage Hand to open the book.
Well, the book is already open.
I would like to. Can I tell what language the book is written?
Do an insight check.
That'd just be
13 plus. Hold on. Plus 3, so 16.
Okay. It seems to be. Do you chronic curiosity?
Say that again. You broke up.
Do you speak Draconic?
I do not.
Okay, so it's not a language that you would recognize. And as you're studying this book, cold mist kind of washes in around your feet, and fog just comes in, and it's like it just hugs you, and it just completely overtakes you and blacks out your vision. As you come to, you're standing road, kind of on the ground, and you have a party of just kind of standing around looking at you. And for the rest of you guys, just all out of a sudden, like fog just comes and swallows your whole party up, and you're not sure where you're going. You can't see anything, and all of a sudden it dissipates, and down on the ground there is the gnome just laying there. Let's take a break for about 5 minutes. We'll come back and we'll resolve that. Okay?
Hey, Corbin, just to catch you
Sounds
up on
good
what
to
you
me.
missed. Basically, everybody got a really cool entrance. Not got to shit in a hole on the side of the road.
essentially.
at this this gnome, what would you like to do?
I went over to him and I inspected.
Okay, so
I roll him
fuck,
over.
why does he keep doing that?
I push Andrew out of the way and I roll him over.
Whatever, we're gonna roll with it.
I try
Alright,
to
so-
lift the body.
All right, so go ahead and roll a. Who was first? I'm sorry.
Andrew went
I
up
need-
I
to,
did.
to
I said I
check
ran
him.
over to
pushed
him.
him out of the way and
I actually
rolled him
moved my
over.
character to him. And I
Okay,
inspected.
so Andrew, roll an acrobatics check.
20.
Roll one.
I did.
So as Isbar, as you come up, way face, and just kind of like pushes you right back where you were trying to push him. Okay.
I punch
So-
him in the face.
So I'm gonna ignore that request. So Saradorm, you're gonna roll an insight check.
That is an 18 plus.
There's probably a better way to do that.
What?
Like you do a Constitution saving throw to.
21.
So what did you get?
I
You
got
got a 21. Okay, so you're examining this this gnome, and
Really good
he's
at
kind
examining
of small, but you get the idea that this is somebody who can handle himself as well in combat. He's not. You just kind of get the idea he's not really a melee kind of person. Like if you were going to go head to head with this guy, you would just crush him. But you get the impression that there's some kind of inner strength that's coming. Okay.
Okay.
I grab him and roll him over.
Okay. Roll a roll. Let me see. I'm trying what that would be. I'll just give it an athletics check. Go ahead. Athletics. Yeah.
Well, I got a 17 on my dice. Is that good enough for you?
Okay, Corbin,
Yeah.
roll a Constitution saving throw.
17, 22.
18 plus. One sec. So 19 total.
Okay, against what was yours?
22.
So, Isbar, as you reach down to pick up or turn over this gnome, he was already on his back, and so you're kind of like rolling him over like you want to inspect his rear end.
In their
so-
arse.
Yeah,
Lay
and
his
so,
face down.
I
grab
you
my
kind of get
sword
the,
and I scream.
Wait a minute,
into
wait a
his
minute.
Face.
let's resolve this real quick. So, Corbin is trying to resist you, like get your hands off him. What the hell's your problem, kind of thing. And you kind of like just strong arm this guy. You just kind of flip him over on his stomach, and so now he does not know what to expect. But what would you guys like to do?
I cast Druid.
I said I wanted to lift
I
the
cast
body.
Mage Hand
Okay,
to
so
grab Isbar by the balls.
Nightbane, we'll start with that one. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
All right. 8.
Okay, so you are like reaching your hand toward Corbin, and Corbin, go ahead and roll a survival check. I'm sorry, go roll a acrobatics check.
15 plus 0, so 15.
Okay, so you are going to Nightbane. You're going to come in and kind of trying to reach in his pockets, and you accidentally like get a handful of junk, and he like slaps his hand away, and kind of gives you this impression like, "What the fuck is your problem?" kind of thing.
I tell him that's how we say hello where I'm from.
All right,
Okay.
now I cast Mage Hand and grab him by the balls.
Okay, so you
That's how I
cast
say
Mage
hello.
Hand, you cast Mage Hand, and this magical hand. As you cast it now, one before it was just kind of like this magical looking hand, and as you cast it now, you realize that there's something significantly different about your Mage Hand. Now it is an undead hand, and so it kind of reaches up, and I'm sorry, were you grabbing Isbar or Nightbane?
Well, Isbar was just flipping me over. I didn't know I was going to get grabbed by someone else, so I'm grabbing whoever the other person.
All right, so you're gonna reach up, and this hand's gonna come forward, kind of like reach and gesture, Nightbane nuts. So Nightbane, you're gonna roll a Constitution saving throw.
13.
Okay, so as it kind of reaches up and it kind of grabs you by the nuts, it kind of shakes your nuts like it's shaking hands. So I guess maybe it thought like, "Hello, right back to you." Okay, so,
That's fair.
What is wrong
Yep.
with you people?
okay, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I'm gonna keep walking down the path and comment on why everyone smells like shit.
Okay, so just real quick, let me pull up my battle map here real quick because we can end that. All right, so as you guys have the
Wait a second. I'm
yes.
gonna look the gnome in the face and recognize my old friend Corbin from many years ago, and have relief that I'm not here alone with this bunch of idiots anymore.
Do you recognize him? Do you know him?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's in his
I do. We
backstory.
know each other from the past.
Okay,
He's on
so
my
Old
ally
college
list.
buddies.
okay, so what would you like to say to Corbin?
Corbin, thank God you're here, man. I've been stuck here with this stupid dumbass bear and this guy that smells like shit. This other guy,
I thought I got a bath.
This Danga guy seems all right, and we got a woman with us.
I interrupt Isbar and I say, I think I'm the one who smells like shit.
And I guess woman here. Hi.
Hello, madame.
Just take a damn bath.
Okay, so this you guys have left this area. This is probably a good opportunity for you guys to take a short rest if you like.
Yes.
You damn right.
Yes, I take a short rest.
Okay, so you guys kind of is everybody in agreement with that?
Yes.
Before I do that, I want to cast Mage Armor.
Okay, so you cast Mage Armor on yourself, and it's like this magical aura just kind of shifts around you. Although it has a purple tint now, so it's kind of a different from what you've experienced. It's just a different color.
Why is your magic looking different here?
I don't know yet.
Okay, so you guys are kind of sitting around for just a minute. You kind of break out some beef jerky and or whatever else you got on your person, and you guys kind of take a snack and
I'm
kinda
sitting here
beef.
meditating.
It's what's for dinner.
okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and heal, whoever needs to be healed up. Nightbane points. Do you have anything that you'd like to do for a short rest?
Hey John, is there like a knowledge check
Yeah.
to see like if there's anything that you've read about certain planes
Yeah,
of existence?
that would be a history check.
Cool.
Plane of existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try to do a history check on.
Cool.
What is your question specifically?
I want to know what plane we're on.
Okay. I would have to go research that.
Oh, come on. Okay.
We're
So
taking a
clearly
break.
we're
Go
not on a
research
different
it.
plane. Alright, metagaming at its finest, people.
Okay, I want to do a prayer of healing just to
Okay.
top everybody off before we do our rest.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna.
2d8.
Fantastic.
Okay, and that's for everybody.
Yes.
Okay. So right now, currently, I just have you and Sardoran are the only ones that were injured.
That's fine.
Okay.
But I got
I took a little damage too.
I got a 5 and a 5, which puts it 10.
Okay. So you're gonna heal for 10 damage. Okay. So you're a 19 of 21.
Okay.
All right. And you guys are gonna be taking a short rest. Anything else you guys want to do?
No.
Okay. So as you guys kind of come. And just to get our marching order back in I know you weren't here. I would highly encourage you to take notes. I know you weren't here and a part of that. You might want to get a notebook and pen because there's going to be a lot of information that you might want to write down. Anything that you feel like is in campaign. So information comes and probably rely on that later. And I kind of thought about this with you in mind. Any crime that is committed. You can commit crime, but you most likely do not want to get caught committing crime. Okay, so that's just kind of the way the world works. People tend to get up in arms. One of the things I meant to tell you guys is that this is not a video game. Every one of the NPCs has a personality and kind of like a mind of their own. And so just kind of expect that. You might not get the response that you want. Okay, so I need a marching order again. I had Sarah Doran and Isbar kind of up in front. I believe Dagna was kind of in the middle. Nightbane was third.
Correct. Sarah Durham was just slightly behind me.
Okay, I'll put you like this. Okay. All right. So as he's humping your leg, so he apparently liked that. All right. So as you guys are walking this area, you guys have put away all your stuff and taken a short rest and kind of caught your breath a little bit. That battle kind of surprised you a little. Maybe it was a bit. I don't know. Maybe something that you wouldn't expect to happen. So as you kind of direction. You walk for about another couple hours, and then as you kind of look over the trees, you begin to get this picture of a giant gate that is right in front of you. And it's almost as if, this is something very, very old, and this is kind of like a foggy area in and of itself, but fog is a little different. The fog spills out of the forest, and it's road behind you almost, like it's kind of pushing you ahead. And jutting ahead from kind of this wooded area that you are, is a high stone gate and tower looming over the fog. Huge iron gates hang out, and dew kind of clings to the cold tenacity to the rusted bars that are ahead of you. Two giant headless statues of armed guards kind of flank the gate, and their heads are now lying among the weeds at their feet, almost as if something massive has just taken their heads off, and these statues kind of greet you in hidden silence. So I have a picture I want to show, just trying to get that. Just one. And this is what you guys at.
Ooh.
So as you guys see, this gate is very, very old. Moss has kind of grown up the side of it, but again, those are those giant statues, kind of headless, like something massive knocked their head off.
I'm not seeing any image.
Can you guys see an image there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna try to kick open the gates.
Okay, so Dagna's gonna head up towards the gates. What else do you guys like to do?
Can anyone fill me in on what's happened?
Nothing
Oh,
important.
Corbin, sure, of course. We were all gathered here. We were brought in here by mist. We were deposited on this ledge, and there was a big mist wall that we couldn't do anything with. There was a path, and we went down the path. We smelled this dead body. We went to check it out. Dagna. Was it Dagna who tried to pickpocket the guy?
No.
Oh, it was
Loot
Nightbane.
the dead body.
It was me.
Then these wolves showed up. We started fighting them. We couldn't hurt them, and so we all ran back to the road. And poof, you appeared right in front of us.
Isbar led the running away.
Okay,
Damn
so
right I did. Strategic retreat.
I don't know if you caught that, Corbin, but Nightbane did find a letter, and I'll show you that to you now. So you can.
I
read
just
that.
would like to point out that Nightbane found a letter and only a letter.
Okay. So you basically get the idea that somebody is calling you to into town and to check on the whereabouts of his adopted daughter, who is under torment. So I cliff note that for you. Okay, what would you guys like to do? Dagna's walking toward.
I'm gonna cast Divine Sense.
I'm gonna go up to the giant head on the left and put my hand on it and try to do an insight check.
Okay. So Isbar, you kind of divine sense, get an idea of what's going on. Let me just check that spell real quick. Okay. So as you cast this, a presence of strong evil kind of just it seems like it's all behind you and not in front of you. So you don't detect any undead within 60 feet. You don't really know much more. Like that's just pretty like it's all kind of a faint distance behind you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, Sylphine, you want to go up to the statue on the left and inspect it, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so can you do an investigation check for me?
Sure. That's a big old 4.
Okay, so as you look at this, statue, it just looks like, kind of like an old statue. It's kind of got some moss going up the side of it, and it looks like it just fell from
Wow.
where it was. So
Wow.
up on his shoulders. Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Hold on.
So I had Dagna going towards the gates. Anybody else? If not, he's gonna go by
I
himself.
followed Dagna to the gate.
Okay.
I join in with everybody else. I keep walking with them.
Okay. Anybody else want to hang back?
I continue as well.
Okay. So as you walk towards this gate, it kind of opens on its like Walmart doors. Like it kind of just opens out on itself. So there's a sensor, I guess, where it can detect your presence. And
Is
as
there
you
wind blowing down, keeping the cool air in and the hot air out?
do an insight check.
Don't do that.
Hey, John, real quick. I'm not seeing the
I
map.
gotta make it
I'm
a
seeing the
one.
locations of people, but it doesn't match what we're supposed to be looking at.
I'm sorry.
There's not a map of this. Just
Okay. Because all I see is Curse of Strahd, and I'm seeing some stuff.
Yeah. I've got you on that page right now.
yeah, we really only.
So a lot of this, Corbin, is going to be theater. So if there's an image I want you to see and just get you a better understanding of what you're looking at, I'll show you something. But basically,
so we're just using the map to basically determine our location with respect to each other.
Right.
Well, that and battles, right?
So I will solid, and I will try to give you a picture real quick. Just a minute. That you as an individual, your character does not know this information. So I'm going to show you this, but it's going to be something just you know. So I'm going to be strict on the metagaming aspect of it. You can't be like, well, I know the brothel's over here to the west, so I'm going to go that way. You don't know that. Okay. So what else would you guys like to do? This gate has opened up seemingly in front of you by itself. What would you guys like to do?
Continue through the game.
I'd like to go to the
I tell
west
'em, let's
where
keep
the brothel
going.
is.
Okay, I had a lot of people at once there. What I heard Andrew say, let's keep going. What did Isbar say?
I said I'd like to go to the west where the brothel is. So I can bring the message of the way.
Okay, there's no way for you to know that.
No, you just told me.
Yeah, you don't know that information.
Can I do some kind of like history check to see if I recognize anything from my studies?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, not very good. So
That
four
happened to me.
plus 5. So
Okay,
9.
So you don't recognize any of this architecture. You can just tell it's very old. I mean, just from your extensive knowledge, kind of studying architecture and stuff, and it's old. It would have taken some kind of massive engineering to craft this, and something maybe you're not familiar with.
John, I'm gonna do the same thing actually. This is not a bad idea.
You're going to do what?
A history check.
Okay, you're going to do a history check. Okay.
It's a 14.
Okay, so again, you just kind of look at this area, and it just seems very old. Like maybe it's hundreds of years.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to do a history check. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, go ahead and do a history check.
Got a 20.
Yeah, let me get
Come
this
on,
shit
nat
for
20.
I got a nat 10.
Oh, good job.
Do you have any kind of modifier on that?
You have int.
I have insight. Does that count?
No.
History checks. What you looking?
It's in
Oh,
the
history.
big list.
-1, so I got a 9.
Good job.
Okay, so you could, in your extensive study, it looks like possibly that racist lived here at one, but you don't know that. So
Alright.
it looks like it was crafted by humans at some time, and so you have determined that that this is possibly the best it could have possibly been made since humans
It's
did.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Charge
Anybody
ahead.
else?
Charge ahead.
You guys gonna move forward?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Okay, so as you guys are moving forward, this these gates kind of close behind you, almost like in wall fashion. Like it's done its job, and now it's closing behind you very slowly. Kind of creaks a little bit, and as ahead of you, you guys look and see, there seems to be kind of like a village up to your west. It's kind of a northwest area. And if you guys will bear with me just 1 second, I will get you guys a map that you can look at the world map, kind of give you an idea on where we are.
A little map of the mall.
This is the map of the world. Okay, and what I'm about to do here in just a second is I'm going to take you a village map and understand that you guys are going to have to be your own character, and so we're going to have to take turns on that, so kind of just bear with me on what did I do with that map? Okay, there we go. So I'm going to try to drop this in Discord. Did that work? No, it did not. Sorry, guys. I should have this. All right, here we go. Oh, never mind. It's too powerful. Fuck it. I'll show you later. Anyway, so basically you guys are coming in this area, and you guys see this village. What would you guys like to do? Would you like to move towards a village, or would you want to do something else?
Yeah, I guess it's better.
Heading towards the village.
I'm
Okay.
following Dagna.
Okay, so have we changed the order? Leading?
Dagna, follow me.
Okay. Okay. Anybody want to hang back, or does everybody want to keep?
No, I suggest to the group we look for a brothel.
I'm gonna hang back, and I'm going to basically just like look around and admire the architecture and try to figure out.
Okay, so you were gonna hang back. Gonna go forward. Okay. Anybody else?
Corbin, you just get here and you abandon me?
I'm
I stayed
interested in all this stuff.
Isbar.
So for the rest of you guys, Corbin information, but for the rest of you guys, tall shapes come out of the thing. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones, so it's turning less dirt, more into kind of like a paved road almost. The tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings, and the windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts through the silence except for mournful sobs that seem to echo through the street from a distance ahead of you. Also, what you guys hear, actually, Sarah Dorm, can you do an insight check for me?
Dang it, fell off.
I want to do one thing when I get a chance.
Okay.
It's gonna be a 14. I mean math, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
just
14.
1 second. Okay. Okay, so as you you do this insight check, you kind of hear kind of like this screeching sound, like a wheel turning or something like that. Okay.
Cool. Do I know what direction it's coming from?
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Corbin, you said you wanted to do
I
something?
guess I do not. Okay.
I want to do as I'm admiring all this stuff. I want to do an Arcana check and see if I recognize anything like magical about this.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and do an Arcana check.
2 + 5, 7.
You suck.
You don't recognize this architecture. It just looks very old, and it doesn't seem to have any kind of magical qualities about it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anybody else?
Is there anyone who's so you said that there's like crying and stuff? Is there anyone like that we can see who's crying?
Okay,
Or
do an insight check.
sure. 15.
Okay. You cannot see anything ahead of you. You just hear the streets ahead of you. There seems to be like echoing out just directly in front of you.
Okay.
I pick up my pace moving towards the crying.
Okay. Anybody else want to follow?
Stay in stride.
I'm still moving.
Okay. Anything you want to do, Sarah?
Continue with him.
Okay. So as you guys are moving.
Side by side. Holding.
Isbar, can you do an insight check for me?
All right, so that's a big old 5 right there.
Okay.
My modifier 2.
You are completely oblivious to your. don't even look up, like you're lost in thought, completely lost. Okay, so as you guys are moving, just 1 second, I'm gonna get my screen back up. All right, I will put you guys on a different page, just real.
I believe in you, John.
Oh, damn it, those are too big. Just a minute. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move you guys to a different page here. Just bear with me 1 second.
Cute. Oh my god, it's so nice. Ooh, I love it.
So obviously for this, you're going to have to zoom in. It's a bigger map. Kind of get the idea here.
Alright, I'm wandering this way.
All right, wait a minute. Let me get everybody in.
Am I the only one out here?
Yeah, so far. Sorry. Corbin is still back. Dagna is up. Okay. All right, so I've got Nightbane, Saradorum up on the front. Just trying to get this marching order real quick. Just like this, and Corbin is hung back. So now you guys can just however you like. Who's
moving over here?
Okay, so go ahead and just 1 second. You actually did that check for me. Just one. So as you enter this area, there is a woman pushing a cart. And that squeaking sound that you heard is the cart. And since it's ahead of you, you might consider telling the... It's up to you.
Yeah, you're cutting out. I didn't hear you.
Okay, sorry. We're back. Okay, anybody else want to do anything?
Am I within 120 feet of Isbar?
No. They have left you behind.
120 feet behind?
Yeah, they have left. They went into the town. You stayed at the gates. Probably a mile behind them.
Holy crap! I didn't know they were moving that fast.
I'm quick.
You can try to catch up if you like.
Yeah, I'll catch up.
Okay.
Like, my whole thing was I was just gonna like hang back a little bit. I didn't know they're just gonna completely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I might have misunderstood. Okay. So I got you in there. Everybody should see their character now. Should see kind of like an area. You guys can investigate. You can. You heard that crying that's coming out ahead of you.
Still hear the crying?
You can still hear the crying. Yes.
I'm gonna move towards the crying.
I'm going to follow.
Okay, so the crying is kind of coming from this direction, almost. So everybody's going to kind of move, and as you kind of are looking around town, you see, you kind of look over on the windows, and you kind of see like dim candlelight in a lot of these buildings, and just kind of as you look around, you see people kind of like. You almost see like one person behind the window kind of like notice that you notice them, and they're like like that, and they close the window and kind of move away from it. Okay.
I move to that building and open the door.
Okay, so you're going to move to right here and open the door. All right, so you try to open, but kind of it budge. So what would you like to do?
I kick the door. Or I knock on the door. Sorry, I knock on the door.
Okay, so as you knock on the door, a kind of like a man, kind of
I'll huff and I'll puff.
dressed in very dull looking clothing, kind of walks to the front door and is like, "Yeah, what do you want?"
Where are we? We came across upon this town from a fog. We have no idea where we are.
Guy looks at you and he says, "Not my problem. Piss off!" And he shut the door in your face. What would you like to do?
I kicked the door open.
Okay, so you're going to roll a d20 and do a strength check on that.
But where am I gonna find that? Just in. Oh, okay, I got it. 12.
Okay, so you reach out to kick the door, but
Come on,
this
it's a
door
weak ass door.
it's not budging for a 12 check. And so the guy just kind of like, as you make it like loud, trying to kick it, the guy opens the door and he kind of puts a crossbow in your face and says, "Beat it." What would you like to do?
Just
I
be
really
there.
want to kill him.
And I really want to loot the body after he does.
Okay,
Can I run up?
Okay, so Sylvana, I'm sorry, Sylphine, can you roll a sight check?
Sure. 15.
As you leave. Where you at? There you are. Okay, we're back.
Can I do a history check on the town?
Sure. Go ahead.
11 plus 5, 16.
Okay, so this is not a town that you've never been. You're certain of that. Never life seen the place. So it's not something that you would. Okay. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna attempt to intimidate the guy and get him to answer my questions.
Okay, so you're gonna go up and bang on the door, and he's gonna say, "Last time I'm warning you, leave." That, and you're gonna roll an intimidation check on him. So go ahead and roll for that.
Good job.
That's gonna be a 17.
Okay, so you're gonna like put your foot in the door and kind of slam your hand over to the side of the door, and you're gonna push it open. And like this guy who thought he was so big, all of a sudden he starts to feel small and completely helpless and out of control. And he's like, "Oh, okay. What do you want?"
Where are we?
You're in Barovia. Why are you doing this?
We want to know what's going on here. Why are people crying?
That's Mad Mary. I just want the
What's
lady.
the problem?
I don't know. She's mad. She's mad. Please leave.
Is there anywhere in here where we can go buy some goods that we need?
Yeah, I mean, go to the shop. I mean, it's down the street. Just leave. I mean, like, why are you in my house?
Down the street where?
To the west. I mean, please leave.
Alright, I leave.
Okay, so he as you walk out the door, he kind of slams the door behind you, and you just kind of hear like a clicking sound. Okay, what would you like to do?
Y'all want to go to that town or the shop?
No.
Let's look for a tavern.
Okay.
Weren't we looking for a brothel earlier?
We sure were.
I want to cast a message on Isbar and ask him something.
Oh, ask away, big dog.
Well, it's a secret only me and you will know.
Okay. You guys can type that in private message if you like.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll just.
Okay. All right. So as you guys are moving, I'm just like where you are. Would you like to head north, south, east, west? What would you like to do?
Going
The,
west.
Quick question: what do I do that through Discord? Is that what?
Yeah, just private message
Whatever means
Discord.
you deem necessary.
Okay.
Okay, so as you guys are kind of heading west, for those of you who heard that noise that is coming, Nightbane, as you kind of cross that area, would you go ahead and roll a sight check for me?
All right. It's a D20, right?
Yes, sir, and
All right.
add your insight to modifier to that.
All right, 1 second. All right, 19.
Okay, just 1 second. Sorry. Okay, so you guys are headed west. What would you like to do?
Okay, I point out there's a little old lady pushing a cart headed towards the north. I
Okay.
say, everybody, look.
So as you do that, everybody kind of sees this little lady kind of pushing a cart, and she's kind of minding her own business and kind of pushing this little heavy cart down the street. And you hear it's kind of like that's where the squeaking noise was coming from. If you guys heard squeaking, what would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna talk to this lady.
So you cry out to the lady. What do you want to say?
Yo, what up? I don't know. Hey,
She doesn't speak Ebonics, just so you know.
yeah, honestly.
Hey, can I get your number?
Hey, what are you doing?
She turns around and she's like, "Oh, hello."
Don't worry, guys. It's just a hooker.
Okay. What's a hooker?
I offer to push her cart for her.
Oh, you're just
No, dearie. Thank you very much. That's not necessary. Can I interest you in I?
I tell her I
Ask
insist
her.
and flex my muscles.
What did you say?
I tell her I insist and I flex my muscles.
Everybody should see a picture of what you're looking at, by the way. So you roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
I ask her how.
I assume you didn't. I assume you didn't mean that in a aggressive kind of like, hey, look at the muscles kind of way, because otherwise that would be an intimidation check.
Yeah, I roll a 5. That's about the only muscles I'm going to pull out.
Okay, so she kind of laughs and she's like, oh. Thank you. Can I interest you in a pie? And what would you like, Isbar? What'd you do?
Nothing.
Okay. It's not every day I see new face, Barovia. My name is.
Ask her what kind of pies those are.
Oh, thank you for asking. We have all kinds of pies. I have there's a meat pie.
What kind of meat?
Meat. Man meat.
Sounds
Whatever
more
you
like
would
a shit spot to me.
We also have for those of you who are vegetarian, we have like a vegetarian pie, and if you have a sweet, I have a
What do you mean
rhubarb.
man meat?
I mean meat men like man meat.
That's not meat. So you're not saying men are in that pie. That's actual.
No, dearie, man meat, men meat, men, man.
Did you
Make
make
an
a pie
insight
that
check
big?
on this woman's choice of wording.
One
I
gold
look
per
around and motion
pie.
to the others. We should pull our knives out on this house.
Madam, would you like to sing an old bar song in that beautiful voice of yours for us?
Oh, what? I don't know any songs. What would you like me?
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, please.
Oh, can you sing it for me first, and I will sing it for.
Is
I
that
asked her
icing
if
it
she
for
knows
you?
there once was a man from Nantucket.
Okay. Well, back to work. Is there anything else I can help you with? You like a pie?
What kind of meat's in the pie, lady?
Can I inspect her to see if I see anything out of place?
Yeah, we can get to that in just 1 second. Let me resolve. It is regular kind of meat. Don't you like man meat?
Tastes like
Okay,
shit.
Dagner, roll a d20. And you want to do an insight check?
Deception check? Oh, insight.
Okay. See if I can find your tool here. Okay, so you look at this. She's got this, and it's just full of pies. I mean, like she seems to be a little bit stronger than she used to be putting on. She is a little old lady though, and as best as you can see, she's just pushing this cart full of pies, and she's trying to sell her wares. So nothing really kind of stands out to you about this, but yeah. So
She doesn't have claws, or she doesn't have fangs, or anything like that.
I mean, like not more than a little old lady would.
I want to do a survival check and smell the pies, see if anything smells weird about it.
Okay, would you like to take a pie?
No, I just want to smell them.
Don't do it, dog.
So she holds out this pie, and she says, "Oh, you man!" Do an inspection check. I'm sorry. Do you want to do Arcana or inspection? What did you say?
I want to do a survival check.
Oh, survival check. Okay, so go ahead and do a survival check on it. That's not really something that you would use for inspection.
Well, I want to see if I smell a poison or something, but I guess that could be a history check. What's the best check?
Okay, yeah, you can use that survival.
I mean, investigation's better. I just was thinking it was more.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can check for poison. I didn't know what you were looking. Go ahead.
All right, I rolled an 18 plus 1, so 19.
Okay, so as you kind of like lift your nose over to this, or you take your nose over to this pie and you smell it. She kind of holds it out and she kind of grins at you a little bit, and you can kind of tell that some of her teeth are missing. But she seems like a little old lady that just wants to sell her pie, and so she puts it in your face and you smell it, and it smells like delicious man meat. Like you smelled man meat before because it's been in your face, and it brings back this familiar smell of man meat.
Oh my god.
Okay. What would you like to do? Have you been in Barovia long? No, if you perhaps just try one of my pies, you might enjoy it. If not, I need to get back to business. What can I help you with?
Who normally buys your pies?
Well, if you look to your northwest, you see that big towering castle over there? Can you see that?
No, it's like a jillion miles away.
Open your eyes. It's right there. It casts a terrible shadow on the town. And everyone is kind of in a depressed state. The notorious Count von Strahd von whatever the hell his name is, I can't remember. He's in this castle up here, and he just kind of looms over us, and everyone's miserable. So I just go door to door and sell these pies to people, and it makes them happy.
Does Von Strahd like man meat?
He, in a manner of speaking, I suppose, he does feast on men. Terrible monster. Anyway, I give them the pies, and they eat it, and they go to sleep, and they have a wonderful dream. They're carried away to a beautiful place. And
How long do
can
they
I
sleep
interest
for?
you in a pie? You asked how long do they sleep for?
Yeah.
A normal amount of time. Just, it just helps them sleep. It's got natural remedies. Very delicious pie. Can I interest you in one?
I like it.
Just try it, dear. You may like it. You may like man meat pie.
Would you eat one of them first?
I have my share of pies. When you are constant pies, you don't want pies. But then they're
Can I
not.
force her to eat one?
No, I'm gonna persuade her to eat one.
There you go.
Okay, so you're gonna roll a persuasion check. And what would you like to say as you're doing this? What would you like to say as you try to persuade her?
Yeah, I got a 15 plus 5. See, I don't know. I guess rather insist that you try a bit.
Sounds more like intimidation.
Try again.
I think what my colleague is trying to say is we've
They're
been on a long
mouth-watering.
journey, and it would all make us feel very good to know that you like your pies just as much as we will.
Well, I can tell you this. I have eaten my own pies from time to time, and it just I have a lot of work to do. It just makes you sleepy and helps you sleep. I mean, I will try some. I will try some if you like. And so she picks some up, and then she puts it in her mouth and eats it and swallows it and says, "It's not harmful. Would you like some?"
Okay.
Well, geez, I'm convinced. Let's go.
Okay. So would you like to take one of the pies from her?
No, I'm going towards the shop. I'm over this.
Okay.
My question, is she selling them or is she offering one to take?
I will give you one for free. And
I take one and I put it in my satchel.
Okay, which kind of pie would you like? Would you like man meat?
Yes, I'd like a man meat.
Man meat.
Okay, here, one man meat pie. Just remember when it goes into your mouth, it's for men who like man meat.
Perfect. Thanks.
Homo.
Yes, sir, Christian.
I'll take a vegetarian pie.
I would ask her.
I'll take a meat pie.
And about the spider drink.
I'll
Okay,
ask
thank
her
you,
what she
Christian.
recommends to me as a woman.
Oh, bar pie. It's very but it will be 1 gold for that pie.
Sorry,
What would you like?
Sure, I'll bite.
Okay, so
Give her gold.
you kind of reach over and hand her the gold, and she holds out a hand and says, "Oh, thank you, dearie." And she the rhubarb pie, kind of wrapped up in kind of like a napkin, and she says to the rest of you guys, "Anyone else? I have pies. I have more pies."
I'll take a rhubarb pie.
Okay, so that will be 1 gold, dear. Okay. What would you like to
Might
do?
as well.
I'll buy it.
Okay, so you're all gonna hand her a gold for a pie? I hear Dagna and Isbar. What kind of pies would you like?
I think I'm good with my man pie, so I'll pass on the rhubarb.
Okay. All right. What would you like, Isbar?
I want the same one you gave her.
Okay. Oh, you want the rhubarb pie?
Yes.
Pie, and you put it in your satchel, I guess.
Yep.
All right. So Dagna, what kind of pie can I have interest you in, dearie? By the way, you ripped her off. You need to give her a gold.
I'll get the rhubarb.
Okay. Okay, very. Oh, what about you two?
Will you accept other things for trade?
Like what,
Granny's about to
dearie?
get it.
What would you have in mind?
I might be able to conjure up something you would like.
We'll conjure.
We just turned this into a Saturday night.
Name anything, and I'll tell you if I can generate it for you.
1 gold piece.
Don't matter.
Would you like a pie or not?
I suggest he takes a wiener pie and let's move on.
Wiener pie.
What would you guys like to do?
Justin,
Sarah
you
Dorham,
loaded?
Corbin.
Or
I
Corbin?
want to go to
I'll
the
buy a man meat pie.
Oh, that would be 1 gold, dearie.
All right,
So you're gonna handle the gold, okay?
sure.
Sarah Dorm.
No, I'm
Would you like to-
I'm moving on.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. If you ever need a pie, and she kind of like squeaking sound. All right. As you guys are starting, Corbin, since you're in the back, go ahead and do an insight check for me.
All right. 8. Let me get my character. So 11 total.
Okay, just 1 second. Okay, and we're back. What'd you guys like to do?
I would like to inform everyone or ask everyone, did they see what happened behind us?
I did not.
I didn't either.
So
Sure
there
did.
was the old lady continued walking, and she basically traded 2 pies for a child down the road.
Huh?
So it's baby meat.
Okay, well, I'm gonna turn around and go after the witch.
I'm with him.
I want to
Same
loot the
here.
body.
I'm gonna sniff my pie to see if it
There's
actually smells
no
like rebirth.
body. There's no body. She put him in a satchel and she took him. So she's in his cart, I think.
Yeah, well, let's go get the kid.
Okay, everybody want to go? Everybody want to go chase down the old lady, or
Yeah, let's
chase
go
down
after
Granny,
her.
or would you like to go after the crying? Okay.
No, going after the old lady.
So as she's kind of getting back her, she's kind of wheeling it away. What'd you like to say to her?
I want another pie, lady.
I charge in and I knock her cart over.
Oh, okay. You would like another pie? Man meat? That will be 1 gold, dearie. Would you like to
I
purchase?
kick her cart over.
Would you like to purchase another pie before he does that?
No, negative. I just wanted to stop her.
Okay, so you guys have stopped her in the street, and I kind of move you up forward. So Isbar is kind of around here. Let's kind of get us closer a little bit. You guys can pick after where you're happy. All right. So as you run up to the cart, she goes, "What are you like that?" And you're gonna roll a athletics check.
Nat 20. I'm punting this thing across the world.
Okay, so as you go up and
Poor kid.
you kick her cart, she kind of screams "Ah!" like that.
I'm gonna grab the satchel with the kid in it.
Well, you don't see it come out yet. So anyway, so as this thing is turning over, this bag kind of flies open, and you can kind of see like something's inside this bag, and it's like flipping around like it's just like a cat in a bag almost. So she turns to you. She's like, "Hey!" She kind of growls at you. "What the hell are you doing?"
Language, lady.
What'd you like to do?
Give us the baby, witch.
She kind of a bit and pull her hair back after she's endured such a rude gesture, and says to you, I baby. Why would you do? You're going to have to pay for all those pies. And she kind of points at him, and she's like, "That will be 30 gold."
Search the turned cart for the kid.
Okay, she kind of, Dagna, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so as roll a an investigation check. Okay, so she kind of just like steps in the bag and she says she kind of points a finger in your face and she says, "Which one of you will pay for those pies?" What would you guys like to
She's
do?
standing over the bag, you said?
She's standing in front of the bag, between you and the bag.
I pull my
I say
sword
we
out
a
and
jumper.
point it at her.
All right,
And
so
tell her to back up.
My battle axe comes out.
so you guys kind of like prepare for battle, and she kind of looks at you and just kind of grins a little bit, and she says, "Oh no, dearie, that's not how this will go." Like that, and she says, "I tell you what. How about we make a deal?"
I say,
Ye-
I growl at
I'm
her and I
listening.
do an attack.
Okay, so as you guys are deal, she says, "You walk away right now, and I will give you one of three. I will give you valuable information. I will give you a magical artifact, or I will give you gold, but you will walk away." What do you guys like to do?
I
I
multi-attack.
say,
I,
or we could kick your ass and take it all for ourselves anyway.
I
Yeah,
agree with that
we'll walk
statement.
away
I agree with that.
Ready.
In a growling fashion.
She kind of
Finally, something sensible a woman says.
she kind of looks at you and says, "You can try."
Mm.
I guess we'll try.
Okay, so everybody in agreement with that?
Dang right.
Yeah.
Anybody want to take her up on the deal?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna conjure up a paperweight, a large paperweight from my my old stuff.
Okay. So she sees you do this. Anybody else want to do anything before this shit goes down and gets real?
Um,
Well, I'm already a bear, so I
Yeah.
can't do much.
Sylphana, can you I'm sorry. Sylphine, can you roll a insight check?
yeah, absolutely.
Why are
So can I take the magical artifact from the witch and then still attack her?
We're gonna kill her and take it.
You can certainly talk to her. Babs, what you get?
I got an 8.
Okay.
Rolling great today.
Okay, just a second.
Before we attack her, I ask her what kind of information does she have.
Oh, that's
the last thing I heard was a little bit.
I'm sorry?
You cut out a lot.
Yeah, you're cutting out.
Yeah, the last
quite
thing I
a
heard was a
bit.
little bit. You cut out.
From me or from Nightbane?
From you.
Okay, sorry, just one second.
That was about 6 rolls. I think shit's about to get real.
I'm getting my bad ones out of the way.
Well, I want to try to take up on that deal before I attack her.
That's
Okay.
I wonder
No,
what kind of
we can
information.
kill her and take all that stuff.
Except the
Yeah, but then she won't have it to use against us.
She's stronger than she seems.
What would you guys like to do?
I ask her what kind of information she has.
Control a little bit. You know, you guys have ruffled her feathers, so she kind of calms down just briefly, like pulls the hair out of her face and says, "It's information you need."
I guess what makes you think that you have anything that we would ever need?
And she kind of cackles and laughs. "I've been here quite a long time, dearie. You just arrived."
Let us see what's in the bag first.
she kind of kicks the bag a little bit, and like the kid kind of grunts a little bit.
I
And
attack.
you hear him say,
Let me out of here, mister! Get out!
I don't know if you got that. So you kind of notice that she just as she kicks the bag, you hear that information, and she says, "Why, it's a child. Let me walk away, and one of those."
You broke up. Let me walk away.
And one of those three things are you guys hear?
Okay, I pulled the group together because we haven't done anything yet, and I tell them, I said, let's see if we can get all three.
What are we gonna do about
Okay, how do you propose that?
Because
three of us
I
take her
say
up on
I'll
the
walk
deal.
away. I tell her I'll walk away for the information. Then somebody else say, well, I'll walk away for the magical item. And somebody else say, well, I'll walk away. Yeah, let's try that.
But nothing
Okay.
resulted in a
Okay.
kid.
Well, we can't all live forever.
Let me just. I'll be quick. Disconnect and.
I'm not leaving the kid
Well,
or whatever's in that bag.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, what would you guys like to do?
well apparently
Well, yeah, we'll try
it's
that.
all for one and one for all. So yeah, we're gonna fight.
Okay.
What?
You can do it.
Well, I'd like to pretend to take the deal. That way I
Yeah,
can
we
get a
can-
surprise attack in.
Okay,
We
so
can get the information and then betray her.
okay. Is that what you like to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so who would like to kind of like lead the discussion on that? And what would you like to say?
Well, somebody that can.
I will. I
the
tell her
distance.
I agree for the information.
Okay.
I agree for the information.
Yeah, we have to hate him for it.
Before I give you the information, I just want to remind you that you have ruined all of my pies.
I reach into my sack and pull out the 50 gold that I looted from a previous dead person.
You piece of shit.
I tell her I've got plenty of gold to pay for her wiener pies.
Okay, so would you
where
like to
did
pay
that
her
come from?
30 gold?
Yes, I'll pay the 30 gold.
Okay. So
I walk into a pie and I cast mending on the pie and see if I can fix the pie.
Cast mending on the pie.
okay, so go ahead and roll a d20. Or I'm sorry, is mending is that a save
It's
or
a
is
cantrip.
it a
It's a cantrip.
That's a cantrip.
Yeah, but do I cast a save on that, or do you have to cast a hit?
Well, let me just read it. So basically, you can.
Oh, okay. It's neither, right?
Yeah, you just gotta be in touching range.
Yeah. I can repair a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as broken chain link, two halves of broken key, a torn cloak, or a leak in a wine.
Okay.
How many meats pies was there before we start mending all this?
There were 30. She told you there were 30 pies on the ground.
I mean, does anybody have prestidigitation? That could take care of it.
Okay, so Corbin, as you cast mending, like one of these pies just kind of lifts up off the ground, and it kind of like reforms in the air as you work in your magic, and so like all of the ingredients come back together in the pie, and then as you've mended it together, it just kind of like falls back down on the ground and just splatters on the ground again.
Yeah, I tell everybody, don't worry, I got this, and I pay the 30 gold.
Okay, so she says to you,
Pleasure doing business with you.
like that, and so like she kind of like gestures towards the bag and kind of kicks it, and she says,
Now, from what I understand, you are going to walk away, and I will give you information, correct?
I tell her, yes, I am going to walk away after you give me the information.
You all will walk away.
Bullshit, witch.
You seem to be in disagreement. It's information to walk away.
I tell her again, I've agreed to walk away, and I shoot my comrades a dirty look.
okay, so
I
she's
also agree.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So everybody's gonna walk away.
I'm gonna have my finger crossed behind my back though. Didn't do the whole.
Okay. All right. So
I'm just gonna remain silent.
everyone roll a deception check and tell me your numbers.
I got 24.
Oh, I got no shit. Another nat 20.
Fucking crit. Man,
Hey.
nice. That's
I got a
2
19.
crits. Awesome. All right.
That's 2. I won't roll.
Well, mine's 19.
You rolled a 20, Dagna.
Yeah, but my thing is -1.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. But you would have crit on that. So basically, if you crit on a hit, it basically doubles damage, or it doesn't matter. It's like that's as best as you can get. So even if you have a negative modifier, it's like you are the most deceptive bastard who ever lived right now.
Oh, good.
Okay, I rolled a 9, but I'm the one telling her I'm walking away. So
Okay. All right. So Corbin, go ahead and roll a deception check. Corbin, you there?
Justin? Did we lose him for a second?
Yeah,
I
he
think we
left.
did.
He left roll 20 for a second. So.
Okay, so basically, she is pretty much fooled by most of you, although she kind of like sees on Nightbane's face kind of like this play along wink that he kind of winks at you guys, and so she kind of picks up on the deception a little bit, and so she kind of grins from ear to ear, and she says,
How about we sweeten the pot?
I tell her I'm listening.
okay, she says,
I suspect you might be trying to deceive me. So why not get all 3? Walk away and you can have all 3.
I ask, what about the kid?
Corbin, roll a deception check, by the way.
Okay, I had like DC'd for a second, like I couldn't hear anything. For,
Yeah,
like,
no
last
We're
2
doing is a deception.
So
check.
basically, you're trying to trick this old lady into give you what she has, just for the walk away. And from what I understand, none of you guys want to walk away from her.
8 total.
Okay, so you kind of like as everybody else is kind of really playing it off really well. Nightbane kind of gives it away that he's trying to deceive her by kind of winking at you guys, and you as he looks at
And
you,
you let an audible fart after that.
yeah, you kind of like nod your head. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I got it, guys, got it, like that. So she's asked you now.
What about if I sweeten the pot and give you all 3 to walk away?
Who asked about the kid?
That was me.
Okay, so
He's not your concern. If you walk away, you can have all 3.
and you can kind of hear him in the bag going, "Please, Mister, don't let her take me." Okay, what would you like to do?
I
yeah,
point
man.
at the witch or whatever this old hag is, and I cast message to her,
Okay.
and I tell her we're not leaving the kid, and I'm going to do an intimidation check.
Okay. All right. So you're going to do an intimidation check on her.
Yes,
Go ahead.
but I'm pointing at her, doing message, and so I want to try to extra intimidate her by
Okay,
speaking directly to her mind.
As you like point your finger out to speak directly to her mind, like this arcane magic kind of floats around you and makes you look even more badass at doing this than you really would normally look. And so you kind of like send out this intimidation. So I'm going to give you an advantage on it. So go ahead and roll.
Okay, I got a 10, and so advantage I roll twice, right?
You roll twice and you take the higher number.
So a 10 and a 4, so 11.
Okay, so as you roll an 11, she says,
Is that your way of saying you don't want to take the deal?
I say no.
Okay, so do you want the deal or not?
I say I want the kid.
Okay. Is everybody in agreement to that, or would you like to see what she has?
I say we vote on it, but that's
Okay. Okay, so you guys can take a vote. Y'all work it out. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go pee real quick. 30 seconds, you guys figure it out. Be right back.
If one of us is gonna fight, then we're all fighting. So it's up to y'all. But I'd take the items and let the kid go.
No way.
I just want to eat her.
The other thing is,
listen, I've got a meats pie if you're hungry.
well, the other thing we got to
I
deal
got
with
a
is the parents who
rhubarb that I'm
gave
not
the-
so sure anymore is a rhubarb pie.
Hey, I'm
If
gonna
we
toss
fight
my
her, we're not
rhubarb
getting
to the
information.
bear.
Can we still fight her if? It sounds like I'm afraid she's gonna like vanish somehow.
That's what I'm saying. I bet if we do something like that, it's some sort of pact or something. She's gonna be gone. So if
Yeah, I've
we
got a
do
feeling
it,
there's something extra there.
we're not gonna probably get the items, but we might can get the kid. If y'all want to fight, we'll fight. But I mean, it's gonna be a fight. I can already tell.
Well, somebody
You hear
should
him
try
roll
to
like 6
go.
dice.
I don't know. Get
I
as
mean-
close to the kid as you can before we tell her no.
I mean, we can also go and ask the people who she gave the pies to what that was about.
Yeah,
And
but
maybe
the
go
kid
back
would
to
be
the
gone by
later.
then.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm back, guys. What would y'all like to do? Are you
So
there?
y'all are saying
Can you hear me?
we're not leaving the kid, correct? Yes or no?
Oh, sorry, my my headphones came out. Can you guys hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am unwilling to leave the kid.
All right. Well,
I
then
don't
we're
want
going.
to actually leave the kid.
I'm like,
I want to actually
pretend
leave
to
the kid. But
I just want to fake leave the kid.
Okay, so are you guys in agreement? What do you want to do? You want to take your deal, or do you want to walk away? Or sorry, do you want to stop the kid, and or do you want to take the deal and walk away?
It sounds like we're getting that kid.
yeah, if one of us is in it, we're all in it. So
Yeah. So
All right, so she kind of like.
Leroy Jenkins.
What would you like to say to her, to let her know that you're not going to take this deal?
I'm gonna tell her that her pie gave me the shits. I want a refund.
Did you eat the pie?
No, but she doesn't know that.
don't
Okay.
eat the pie.
Okay, so
If you don't like the pie, you don't have to eat it.
what else would you guys like to say?
was there even rhubarb in that pie?
There is some special rhubarb, yes. Are you taking the deal or not? I am getting impatient.
I walk
No, you
away.
stupid
I walk
hag.
away in attempt to diffuse the situation.
Okay, so she
Not
notices.
not super far, just like towards the kid's parent.
Okay, so
It would seem that one of you is interested in making a deal. What about the rest?
I'm still waiting on the information.
okay, so you want the information. You gonna
Get the
make a deal?
information. Get the information, and then we'll get this biatch.
What do you guys think?
I whisper that to everyone.
She's now offered one of each. Like she's offered information, she's offered a magic item, she's offered gold. Do you guys want to take her up on it, or do you want to save this kid?
Anybody else hear crickets?
I'm hearing some wind. I'm hearing some
Yeah,
wind.
There ain't no way I'm leaving the kid.
All right. So apparently we're gonna fight.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys kind of pull out, I'm assuming you guys are telling her no.
Yes, we're telling her no.
Okay, so tell her no.
No.
Okay,
I just
so
don't think we can do
No what? No deal?
that. No, ma'am. No, thank you.
okay, so as you guys kind of like gesture towards her, she grabs the bag with the kid in it and almost kind of lifts it up with one hand and just says,
Fine! take him!
like that, and kind of like throws him at you, like at your party. So one of you guys is gonna have to try to catch this kid. Who would like to try to catch him?
Who has
Alright,
strength?
you wanted it so bad. Catch the damn thing.
Yeah.
All right.
You
So
catch
Isbar, roll a strength check.
So I'm roll. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, roll a strength check.
Okay, hold on. What is my strength here?
The first one, top left.
Top left. Okay. It's gonna be a total 20.
Okay, so you're gonna catch this kid, like, so that like you hear this oof like that as it kind of hits your body, but you manage to hold on to it, even though it's like a cat in a sack. Like, this is very awkward for you, but you manage to just hold on to it and grab it, and then you kind of like let it down to the ground and put the bag down on the ground, and so she says to you guys,
There's always more children. You will regret this.
like that. So she kind of like just throws like a Batman thing down, like she Batmans out of that bitch. So she is going to completely disappear on you guys. So like the kid kind of is as you let him down his bar, he's like, let me out! What you guys like to do?
Let him out.
I lean close to the sack and ask him if his parents have 30 gold.
Okay, so he says
I head back to talk to the parents.
Okay, so
Talk to the kid first.
Okay, so would you like to let the kid out of the bag, or would you like to try to talk to him
Yeah,
through the
I
bag?
let the kid out of the bag.
Nightman, would you like to talk to him through the bag or let him out? Because everybody else wants to let him out.
Let me talk to him through the bag.
Through the bag.
Okay, so through the bag, you can hear him say, "If they had 30 gold, they wouldn't have turned me over. Let me out." I don't know if you heard that.
Yep.
Not quite. Something about them
I'm
turning
gonna-
him over let me out.
Yeah, if they didn't have
I'm
30
gonna
gold, they
do-
wouldn't have turned him over.
Okay, so you guys are gonna open the bag, and the kid
Yeah,
kind of
open it up.
pops his head out, and he goes,
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, she was going to eat me, I'm sure of it. Oh.
like that. So what would you guys like to do? Would you like to talk to this kid?
Ask him about his parents.
Okay, so
Why'd they give you up?
So you ask him, why did they give you up?
Yes.
I hate them! I hate them! They sold me out for pies! She came around a few days ago and gave them pies, and they had gold, and so she comes by every night, and we give her money. We give her money every night for more pies, and it's like my parents can't get enough of her pies, and so they sold me out. Those flea bags sold me out!
Okay. Would you like any more questions for him? What would you like to say or do?
I'm gonna ask if I can give him a hug.
He runs over to you, just kind of crying, and just like runs in your arms, and kind of puts his face like between your breast a little bit, and he kind of like gestures his nose in there, all of his, like he's very comfortable, and he just kind of like cries, and he's just like looking for comfort. Okay.
I pat his head and I kind of like whisper, like, "Are we gonna fuck them up, or are we
So,
gonna?"
like, So like as you are kind of like patting the back of his head, he kind of like reaches his hand up a little bit and like cops a feel.
I kind of like, okay, whoa. I grab his hand
Is
and
this
put
a
it back
kid or a
down.
gnome?
It's my brother.
So like he kind of like, as you kind of push him off of you, he kind of like looks at you, and he kind of like wipes the snot off his face and goes, don't take me back to my parents, please don't take me back.
I ask him what his favorite toy is.
What's a toy?
I ask him if
honey.
he knows the surrounding town.
Ooh, yes, I know the town. I know the town
I ask
pretty
him
good.
if he would like to be our guide.
Oh, you really mean it, mister? Can I go with you guys? Can I stay with you?
Should we
long
talk
as
to your
you're
parents
useful.
first?
Please don't take me back. Please don't take me back. I know somebody else I can stay with in town. Please don't take me back to my parents.
I'd like to investigate the parents.
Yeah, I want to talk to him too.
Yeah, well, let's keep the kid hidden. He can
I'll
stay with the.
stay with the kid.
Yeah, somebody hang back with the kid.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'll stay with him and
so
try to make the toy.
Fane, so you and Corbin are gonna stay back with the kid, or what?
I'm gonna conjure up a little toy truck for him, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna go with
truck.
everyone else.
A truck
So you're gonna
with
hand
a
him this
world
little
that
toy
has no
truck?
trucks.
So you're gonna hand him a little toy truck?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hand him this little toy truck. He goes, "What? What is that?" And
Or I
it's
guess
kind of eyes like
a horse.
like-
Let me do a horse. The truck might not be realistic.
And so now you've absolutely blown his mind because he saw this little truck-looking thing that he has no idea what it's like. Now it turns into a little horse, and so like he's kind of like apprehensive. He doesn't want to touch it. Like, like at first he was really interested, like a kid's eyes kind of light up and they focus on something they really want. And now he's a little apprehensive.
I'll grab it and show him. Hey, no, it's okay. Look, it's a toy. It's a little horse.
And so he his eyes kind of light up. He kind of looks at you. Whoa, shit! Sorry, hang on a second.
Shit's about to go down.
That's intense excitement.
It's a dope horse.
Sorry. So anyway, so he kind of takes the horse and he kind of grins at you and I'm assuming you're kind of down on a knee because you were hugging him still. Did you get back up? Okay, so as he kind of takes the horse, he kind of moves closer in like he wants in another hug. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go for a nice pat on the head and just say, come on, let's go find some little hills for our friend to run on. And
he goes,
look for little lumps of grass.
So he goes, okay, and he kind of grabs you by the hand and kind of moves you away. He's like, I'll show you the best spot in town. And so he kind of leads you off to the left. You guys want to investigate his parents?
Yeah, let's go investigate the parents.
Okay, so Corbin, are you going to hang back, or now that you made this toy, you want to go forward?
I'll go forward.
Okay, Sarah Durham, your bear form wears off. Because you have not been in combat all this time.
It's been an hour.
It's been an hour. You guys have been hanging around. So
Good job,
I'd really
guys.
appreciate it if you move your fat ass bear, because I'm trying to see what's going on. All right, so anyway, so as Corbin kind of goes up, and Sylphine kind of takes this little kid, and you guys are heading off to the left, and let me see if I can get you a little token or whatever. We'll get that in a minute. So you guys go up to the house on the it's the second house on the right. This one right here. What would you guys like to do?
Knock on the door. I knock on the door.
Okay, so you knock on the door, and you don't hear any movement inside. What would you like to do?
Kick the door down.
Pound harder.
Mm-hmm.
Screw this, just kick it down.
Okay, so guys, we are past the time for we were trying to do this to 10 o'clock. Would you guys like to call it a night, and then we'll pick this back up in 2 weeks?
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
Sure.
So we will start at the door of this kid's house, and Sylphine will have an enjoyable time these 2 weeks playing with the child. You're babysitting. So you know.
That is a long session.
Watch out for the
Long
grabby hands.
babysitting session. Oh gosh, we have to learn how to SWAT and become a monk.
Yeah. So I would avoid that kid's man meat just while you're gone.
Oh my God.
Can everyone
Yeah,
change their
I'm gonna give
display
him a
name to
rhubarb
their
pie.
character?
What's that?
I said in Roll20, can everyone change their character name to their display name, or their display name to their character?
Yeah. So I think that'd be a good idea. I do want to throw something out there just real quick. You guys still have a lot of questions. You've entered this land. You don't know why you're here, or who pulled you here, or what circumstances were. You still don't know necessarily where that crying is coming from. You don't know what happened to the hat. You've entered a mysterious place, and you have a whole lot of questions, and hopefully you can get some answers next time. Okay, so we're going to close the session off here, and we will pick it back up. If you guys want, I have a session next Monday. I have a lot of notes. You guys didn't even make it like a quarter of the way through this session. If you guys want, we can meet a different night this week and try to jam that out. But I'd like to try to keep it on new content 2 weeks. So what would you guys like to do? Would you like to come back later this week?
I'm good with that. Just coordinate with everybody else.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
so
down.
I don't
I
think
need
I have
every-
any spare night.